Welcome to Yankton Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. This broadcast is made possible by the following Sportscaster Club members: Midwest Insurance Agency, Murph's Appliance, Yankton Thrive, Stockman's Motorsports, Les Schwab Tires, Linda's Angel Crossing, MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency, Hy-Vee, Vichy, Elwood Dental, Floortech Restoration, Angela's Mexican Store, Yankton Rexall, KFC Taco Bell, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Slumberland, Larry's Heating and Cooling, America's Best Realty, Larson Carpet, Elkhorn Valley Bank, Anytime Fitness, King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, Yankton Medical Clinic, All Seasons Power Sports, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Wince and Ray Funeral Home, First Dakota National Bank, JR's Oasis, Intech Cleaning and Restoration, The Bone Setter, Triple Time Rudy's, Farmers Union Insurance, Meridian Photo, Graham Tire, Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, Kalen's Indoor Comfort, H&H Roofing, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Wall of Fame, Midwest Ready Mix and Clark's Rentals, and Raven Books. Now, for the Anytime Fitness pregame show with the voice of Yankton Athletics, Zach Spear.
Hello and welcome to Sioux Falls Christian High School as we await a doubleheader between the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. All Yankton Athletics are live on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey with 2 locations, downtown and North Broadway, Yankton. Another doubleheader for Yankton with Sioux Falls Christian and another Class A opponent, but certainly a very good Class A team with the Chargers. For Yankton, they come off a weekend where they felt they maybe didn't play their best basketball with losses against Rapid City Stevens and Rapid City Central. For Sioux Falls Christian, they come off a loss against Hamlin, 68-74. So they look to bounce back as they have not lost many games so far this year. This season, the Chargers with a 15-4 record, Yankton currently at 5-10. Now looking at the standings, the Gazelles currently sit at 13th in AA, while Sioux Falls Christian sits at number 4 in all of Class A and first in their region. Should Yankton come out on top, they would get a huge boost in seed points, but the Chargers are defending state champs and look to keep their rank. Let's see how the numbers stack this year. The Gazelles scoring 45 points per game, and for the Chargers, an impressive 60.5 points per game. The Gazelles allowing just shy of 54 points per game, and for Sioux Falls Christian, they're giving up just shy of 41 points per game. Your average game for these teams is the Gazelles as a difference of about 9 points per game in favor of their opponents. For the Chargers, their average game they win by about 20 points per game. Last year, these two teams did match up despite it being a AA and single A matchup, and Sioux Falls Christian winning 74-25. Again, the Chargers last year were the Class A state champions, and they certainly looked the part against Yankton last time they played. For Sioux Falls Christian, they are led by a lot of upperclassmen, and they've got aspirations for another state title this season. For the Gazelles, looking to start picking up some big wins as they hit their final stretch of the regular season. This is also the Chargers' final game of their regular season. Pair that with senior night, we'll see if they have some extra energy coming into this one. The numbers certainly favor the Chargers, but of course, they have played a Class A schedule with the Gazelles playing a AA schedule. But when talking about Sioux Falls Christian, class really doesn't matter so much. They're just a very good team, and you feel like they can compete with most of the teams in AA. Yankton certainly has their work cut out for them entering tonight's game, and while being on the road, it's certainly going to be a tricky one. Currently on the floor right now, the JV boys in action as it's in the third quarter with about 1:45 to play, and the Chargers find themselves up 49-27. And just got to mention the Sioux Falls Christian Charger boys, also just what a great program. They're also their varsity coming off of a state championship as well. So tough opponents, but we'll see if the class makes a difference with the Chargers, Class A, Yankton in AA. We'll take a quick break here, and when we return, we'll look at some scores around the state, our chats with both of the head coaches. That's all on its way here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help.
I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you pics so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team, fixing pickles since 1984.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step, and Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton. Located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area, guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotes. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
Hello and welcome to our Coaches Conversations. Now joining on the line is head coach Dan DeYoung of the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good. Looking forward to some more basketball as we enter late season. But your team, what a good start. 15-4 on the record. Tell me about the season you've had so far.
Yeah, we've had a great season so far. The girls have been playing hard and working and getting along, and it's kind of a fun group to be able to coach. I'm excited for them to be able to end their regular season here versus Yankton.
And what is it that your team does best?
Yeah, I think we're just long and athletic. We make it hard for teams to be able to score in our full court and into the half court. So I think that's probably our number one key. Also, I think we can have different girls scoring on different nights, which is kind of fun to be able to having a different leading scorer and have different girls be able to get in that double-digit marks in different games. It's great. We have a lot of experience coming back with 5 juniors and 3 seniors kind of in our rotation. So it's just nice to be able to lean back on some experience. And
now coming up, you take on the Gazelles. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, they're a nice team. They have some good guards in there. They're kind of the Wolf Graham girl, number 10. She kind of makes everything go for them. We're going to have to make sure that we keep her in front of us and have a high hand. She creates a lot for our teammates. She handles the ball for them. She can shoot it, and she can score at all 3 levels. Obviously, she's going to be kind of one of our main focuses. Then they have other girls that they can get hot and they can shoot the ball. So we've got to make sure that we have a high hand and contest and keep their drives in front of us.
And who are some of the players on your team we should expect to make a lot of plays in this one?
Yeah, like I said, we're pretty balanced. We're kind of led sometimes by our post, with Leslie Setzer and Emery Lems. They're kind of just two longer athletes that can be able to score down low. And then we have Aubrey Van Beek, Sydney Skopp, and Ruth Dvorak, who do a nice job for us at our guards. And then our bench is really great as well. We have 3 juniors that kind of come off the bench for us, and Neely Stanford and McKinley Reitzman and Oakley Hadler, and they all kind of just fit into their role really nicely towards the end of the season. And like I said, we're really balanced, and doing a nice job together.
And with this being your final regular season game of the year, where have you seen the most improvement from game 1 to where we're at now?
Yeah, girls have had to step up and play different roles. So I think they're finally getting into their different roles of where they're supposed to be at. We graduated 4 great seniors last year that we had to be able to fill into their places. A lot of girls came back and returned a lot of minutes, but in a different capacity. So I think just them being able to step up into the different areas has been huge. I think that's kind of the thing that I'm most proud about.
And you talked about having a few seniors on your squad. What would it mean to you and the players to try and get them one final postseason run here?
Yeah, we're at senior night tonight, so it'll be fun to honor them and to be able to love them up and just thank them for all their hard work over these last 4 years. And our girls know what it takes to be able to win a state championship, as they were part of that team last year. And they're hungry for it, and they want to be able to do the exact same thing and run it back.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time. We should be in for a great game.
Yes, thanks so much for having me.
Again, that was head coach Dan DeYoung of the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Coming up, our chat with Blake Savvy, head coach of the Yankton Gazelles, here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton. It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi-tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Craving something boss-level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
Back on our coaches' conversations, now chatting with head coach Blake Savvy of the Yankton Gazelles. Coach, your team with a back-to-back this last Friday and Saturday against Rapid City Stevens and then Central. Let's talk about those two games.
Yeah, I think we kind of got caught a little bit this weekend. I think there's a couple things. One, Rapid City Stevens is a really good team, and you got to give them credit. They move the ball really well. They are long and athletic. They've got a good post presence as well, and just a very good overall team on both the offensive and defensive end. And I thought that was kind of met in the first half with us getting caught on our heels a little bit and not quite being in attack mode, both against the press and in the half court. And so, the first half kind of got away from us a little bit. I thought our execution was a lot better in the second half, and just, our energy never really got there. And going into Saturday, we were obviously hoping to see a good rebound, and that's a tough back-to-back, but came out, and I thought that Rapid City Central, again, got us a little bit back on our heels with the press, and it's not something that I felt like we had struggled much with up to that point in the year, but we did on Friday and Saturday, and then again in the half court. I thought when we got it into the high post against their zone, we saw some really good things, but I think we just settled for too many perimeter actions and just weren't aggressive enough against their zone. And then we just all weekend had really a lack of midline help. And when you're going against good teams with a post, you've got to have midline help, especially when we're a smaller team. We have to be able to front and then have backside help. And so when that was absent, that really puts a lot of pressure on our defense.
And it felt like at times we saw the team playing together really well, and other times where the opponent took control of the game. When you do see those runs from your team, what are you seeing them execute well?
I think when we are at our best, defense generates offense. When we are high energy and pressuring the ball on defense, generally that creates, we get high engagement, we're focused, we get hands on the basketball, and that leads to good transition opportunities and just good ball movement on the offensive end. And so when we see those things, just high energy, aggressive basketball, and then making good reads of the defense. I felt like sometimes we were just making the play because that's what was there, not necessarily because that's what the defense was telling us to do. And so we got to make sure that we're reading the defense. If we're not getting stopped, we get all the way to the rim. If we get stopped, then we kick it. And then from there, we either have to shoot it, drive it, or pass it. And we got to make that decision quick. And when we're doing that, I think we're a good team.
And coming up, you take on Sioux Falls Christian. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, it's a good game for us to get a little bit of redemption as far as the post defense world, because Leslie Setzer, really talented post for them. She's averaging 21 points a game over these last 3 or 4 games for them, and she's just a dominant post. Most of the actions that they run are going to be for her and to try and get her a post entry, whether that's just an ISO or a high-low opportunity. And so that's a good challenge for our defense right away to make sure that we've got a backside there at all times. We're really focusing on post defense, and then also whether it's her putting up the shot or one of her teammates getting a body and getting on the boards and making sure that offensive rebounds are held to a minimum for them.
And you kind of talked about the energy from this last weekend. How do you make sure you come into this one full of energy and ready to roll?
I think we got to mix up what we're doing a little bit, especially on the defensive end. Sometimes we've found a really good rhythm with our full court press, but sometimes, maybe we need to look at making sure that we're back in just half court and have one person picking up the ball. Then we're back in the full court and keep the other team off balance a little bit, but also just change our engagement level and energy level within what we're doing. And then I really do think it's just us trusting ourselves. We were on a a great stretch there of games and played a lot of games really fast. And we had a little bit of a break. And so, I think it can be easy to let ourselves forget that we were doing really good things against very high-level opponents. And so it's just reminding ourselves of that we're a good basketball team when we execute our stuff, and that's just where we need to find ourselves.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time as always. We'll chat with you after the game. Good luck in this one.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Again, that was head coach Blake Savvy of the Yankton Gazelles on our Coaches Conversations. Coming up, the Gazelles take on the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Slumberland Furniture at 2401 Broadway in Yankton, home of Kirkland Furniture Groups, bedroom groups by Laguna, and dining sets by Tower and Catadel. They're also the only place to offer furniture by Flex Steel and the biggest selection of Lazy Boy in the area. The Mattress Gallery is full of the best brand name mattresses in the business, including the all-new Tempur-Pedic Active Breeze personalized climate-controlled mattress. Slumberland Furniture, dining, bedroom sets, and mattresses in Yankton.
Doctors Lane, Reed, and Cole Swatsky make up the SWAT Chiropractic team. Check out their new location at 2000 Summit Street, Yankton, South Dakota. At SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, they'll treat your neck and back pain, headaches and migraines, plantar fasciitis, sciatica, sports injuries, elbow, knee, rotator cuff, nerve injuries, and more. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy. Let them get you ready for wherever life leads you.
There's a whole new world out there. It's called the off-road, and it's waiting to be explored in a Polaris. So gear up to make every moment count with the Polaris off-road vehicle. The new Polaris models are now available at Stockman's Motorsports in Yankton. No matter the weather, get ready to tackle all the trails. With machines like these, your world just gets bigger. Stop in at Stockman's Motorsports today to learn more about the epic new Polaris off-road lineup.
Imagine working for a successful global business with customers in 140 countries. That's Vishay Intertechnology, a Fortune 1000 maker of electronic componentry. Now imagine a company of that size with that kind of stability and a caring family-like environment. Learn more about what you can do at Vishay by visiting VishayCareers.com. Vishay is an equal opportunity employer. Vishay, the DNA of tech.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermillion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
And back on the floor as we continue our Anytime Fitness Yankton pregame show. Anytime Fitness of Yankton, let's make healthy happen. On the floor, the JV squad for Sioux Falls Christian able to come away with a 20-point victory over the JV Bucks. And now time for varsity basketball, as it'll be between the Yankton Gazelles and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. A Class AA versus Class A matchup here. But again, Sioux Falls Christian, arguably one of the best teams in all of Class A, where there's plenty of teams. So being the top really means something, and they could compete with about anybody in AA. A look at the Yankton Gazelles last game. Last time they were on the floor was at home over the weekend. So only 1 day for practice in between their last game and into tonight for Yankton, as they took on the Rapid City Central Cobblers. The final score of that game being 50-38. Here are your final game stats in that one. Kelson Wells with 3 points, 1 rebound. Jocelyn Elwood had a rebound, an assist, and a steal. Aiden Wolfgram with 7 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals. So everything besides points actually went up for her averages. Nora Kraske had 6 points off of 2 triples she buried, and 1 rebound. Jordan Kudera led the way in scoring with 9 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. September Allen, that one, second leading scorer with 8 points, 3 rebounds. Brenna Elwood off the bench with 3 points, 1 rebound, and an assist. Also on the floor, we saw contributions from Addison Muth, Sabrina Kraske, Olivia Woods, and Madeline Terashinsky. For Yankton, they put up 38 points, had 18 total rebounds, 6 assists, and 10 steals. Again, probably a game where Yankton felt they didn't play their best basketball against Rapid City Central, a team that they probably felt was definitely a winnable one. But, you know, sometimes that's just going to happen. It is still a young Gazelle squad, as in their starting lineup, only one senior for majority of the season, with Kelson Wells having been in and out. She would be the second senior starting. But even looking forward to next year, Yankton is going to bring back a lot of talent. In that Rapid City Central game, what really hurt was the shooting for Yankton. They shot at 27% from the floor, 33% from deep, and at the free throw line, pretty solid 70% as they went 7 for 10. But it was a combo of maybe not the best shooting paired with struggling against that full court press that the Cobblers were putting them in, and a lot of turnovers, because a lot of times at this high school level, especially these Gazelles, you feel like if you can get double-digit steals in the game, you're going to be feeling pretty good about your chances in the game. Unfortunately, they did hit that mark. They hit 10 steals, but just couldn't quite get the job done today. Again, kind of talked about how it's an interclass matchup, but doesn't matter so much, as we'll take a look at the South Dakota Media Prep Poll and the South Dakota Power 5 Poll. For girls in AA, on the South Dakota Media Prep Poll side of things, Brandon Valley in first. They remain number 1 as they're undefeated this season. O'Gorman stays in second. Sioux Falls, Washington in third. Rapid City Stevens in fourth, who Yankton just saw. Aberdeen Central in fifth, and also receiving votes is Mitchell and Spearfish. That top 5, no change from the Media Prep Poll, and that's kind of how it's looked for the last few weeks. It feels like we kind of have the ironed out top 5 in AA right now. And then a look at Class A. Number 1 is Makpialuta. They remain atop at number 1. Hamlin is number 2. Lennox and Wagner, this is a little surprising, remain tied in the 3 spot. They were tied last week, and they remain tied this week. Sioux Falls Christian, who the Gazelles take tonight, are the number 5 voted team in Class A. That's where they were last week. Sioux Valley in 6th. Clark Willow Lake in 7th. Roncalli in 8th. They bumped up from 9th. West Central bumped up from 10th into 9th. And St. Thomas More from 8th dropped down to 10th. Also receiving votes on the South Dakota Media Prep Poll in Class A girls, Rapid City Christian, Mobridge Pollock, and Lakota Tech. Then a look at the South Dakota Power 5 poll for girls in AA. Brennan Valley in first, O'Gorman in second, Sioux Falls, Washington in third, Rapid City Stevens in fourth, Aberdeen Central in fifth, and also receiving votes, Mitchell in first. Again, no change from the Power 5 poll in girls AA to the South Dakota Media Prep Poll. The only difference is the Prep Poll having Spearfish with 1 vote received. It feels like you've got your top 5 teams, and arguably no question about them being the top 5 teams in AA right now. So, you know, you want to avoid those, essentially, when it comes to Sodak 16. Right now, Gazelles 13th. They would take on the number 4th team. So, of course, still in that top 5 range. On the South Dakota Power 5 poll in girls Class A, Makpialuta in first, Hamlin in second, Lennox in third, Wagner in fourth, and in fifth, Sioux Falls Christian. So even in Class A, no changes there. On the South Dakota Power 5 poll, also receiving votes, Sioux Valley, Clark Willow Lake, Ahead of this matchup, Gazelles with 5 wins on the season. Again, coming off a 1-19 season. Feeling like, you know, you've seen real legit improvement, and they had that 6-game stretch where it felt like they were maybe playing some of their best basketball that we have seen from them all season. Then maybe kind of a rough home stand against a couple of Rapid City teams. maybe you would like to see a win during that weekend. But, of course, you know, that's why they play the games. It's tougher than what might look on paper. So the Gazelles looking for a bounce back here tonight. Let's look at some of the other games going on around the state in both girls and boys AA. Has a lot of games going on. We start with girls in AA. At the half, Sioux Falls Roosevelt currently leads Sioux Falls Lincoln 29-19. Roosevelt, one of the Gazelles wins, as well as Sioux Falls Lincoln. And Sioux Falls Roosevelt, a team near Yankton in the standings, so a win there might have them pushing the Gazelles. Number 2 ranked O'Gorman, 16-1 their record, will host the Harrisburg Tigers. Of course, here tonight, Yankton against Sioux Falls Christian. Sturgis Brown will travel to take on Belle Fourche, not too far of a travel. Spearfish and Rapid City Christian, who are both receiving votes. Spearfish in AA, Rapid City Christian in Class A. Douglas will take on Rapid City Central in Rapid City. Brookings will travel to take on Pierre T.F. Riggs. Number 3 ranked Sioux Falls, Washington, taking on Mitchell the Colonels, who are receiving votes, so that should be a really good game in girls AA. Mitchell right now 11-5. Sioux Falls, Washington 12-3, so that is a good matchup we'll keep an eye on. And in the final game in girls AA, Watertown taking on number 5 ranked Aberdeen Central. Over to boys AA, again, a lot of games. The Mitchell Colonels traveling to take on Sioux Falls, Washington at 7. And arguably the most exciting game of the year. Number 1 ranked Sioux Falls Lincoln is going to host number 2 ranked Sioux Falls Roosevelt. The top 2 teams, both in the standings and the rankings, will battle it out in boys AA tonight. That game starts at 7. Another one we're going to circle on our end and keep an eye on. Pierre T.F. Riggs traveling into Brookings to take on the Bobcats. For the Governors, near the Bucks in the standings, they're 4-11. Brookings 1-14. That's important to Yankton here tonight. Number 3 ranked T area will take on Brandon Valley in Brandon Valley. Aberdeen Central at Watertown. And Watertown, kind of one of those dark horse teams in boys AA. Last year a losing record, right now 13-3. A huge improvement, and the Bucks saw them earlier, and definitely a good squad there to keep an eye on. Harrisburg, who's receiving votes, will take on O'Gorman in O'Gorman. Sturgis Brown against Belle Fourche at 8. Later tonight, Yankton, the Bucks, will be against number 2 ranked Sioux Falls Christian in Class A. Spearfish, who's receiving votes, to take on Rapid City Christian. And then Douglas against Rapid City Central to wrap up the night for boys AA. And that one also important to the Bucks, as both Douglas and Rapid City Central are going to be teams that are near the Yankton Bucks by the time the standings are all said and done with the SODAC 16. Again, of course, it just helps to get a better ranking. Both Yankton squads currently sit at the 13th seed in the standings. And so, probably, you know, if the season ended today, they would be taking on the number 4 team in the standings. But we've still got some season left, as Yankton will close out their season late next week in the doubleheaders out West River on both Friday and Saturday. And they'll be looking to pick up some wins and try to secure a SODAC 16. Right now it feels like both the Bucks and Gazelles should be able to get into the SODAC 16, barring a collapse here and then some other teams below them lighting it up to close out the season. Of course, as media, it's fun to kind of look at these things. These teams, they like to just look at these as one game at a time. We can't focus on the standings. We can't focus on seed points. So what we're going to do is we are going to just play the game at hand. And you always love it when you ask a coach, what are your thoughts? You know, they're similar to you in the standings. And they're like, well, yeah, that's important. But they always hit you with that. It's not of utmost priority. We are nearing tip-off here on the floor. The Yankton Gazelles traveling to take on the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers on senior night, as well as the last regular season game of the year for Sioux Falls Christian. It's going to be high energy here tonight for Sioux Falls Christian. A tall task for these young Gazelles, who really could make a splash in the standings should they pull off an upset and take away the victory here tonight. We'll take our final break of the Anytime Fitness Yankton pregame show and return in a bit here with your national anthem, starting lineups, and maybe some senior night ceremony on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
I knew I should should have had those brakes checked. At Graham Tire, it's all about safety. Tire mounting, balancing, wheel alignment, and shocks and struts and batteries, oil changes, and lube service. Graham Tire does these every day. And there's over an acre of tires. Graham Tire has them all, big and small. Tires for cars, trucks, campers, trailers, big rigs, and tracks. Honesty and integrity is a matter of pride since 1951. Graham Tire, Yankton.
Midwest Insurance Agency values family. Our agency has been family-run for over 60 years. We pride ourselves on excellent, knowledgeable customer service. This day and age, everyone is so eager to have an immediate response with a quote. But at Midwest Insurance, we take our time and evaluate your assets and make sure you are properly insured. We take those what-ifs very seriously. As we continue on our family business with hopes of our children, Brooke or Jet, taking over in the future, we will continue to be there for you always. Come be a part of our family. Midwest Insurance Agency, 3016 Piper Street, Yankton.
Welcome to JR's Oasis, your one-stop food and gas shop. Proud to serve Phillips 66 regular, premium, and diesel fuel. After fueling, go inside for slushies and shakes, ice cream cones, and now offering a full line of healthy, chilled items and snacks. JR's hot menu is great for breakfast, lunch, and supper, featuring the famous Hammer Breakfast Sandwich and fresh hand-patty burgers. Try the new Cafe Tango frozen coffees for that extra boost of deliciousness. JR's Oasis, East Highway 50, Yankton.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
From simple sniffles to complex health conditions, the primary care providers at Yankton Medical Clinic will not only see you for your annual visits, screenings, and preventative care, but also provides care for the entire family, from pediatrics to adults. With 4 clinic locations and 15 outreach locations throughout South Dakota and Nebraska, compassionate, quality medical care is closer than you think. For more information on providers, services, and locations, visit our website, yanktonmedicalclinic.com.
And back to the floor as it is nearly game time here as the crowd and the teams up to their feet, as feels like we're going to have our national anthem before our senior recognition here for Sioux Falls Christian, who has 4 seniors on the team right now. As they are all starting, we will get to that. And on the floor here, actually, no, it does look like they'll do senior recognition first. So we will keep the camera on that here on Yankton, streaming it on YouTube. As the seniors for Sioux Falls Christian include Aubrey Van Beek, Sydney Skop, Kinsey Popama, and Ruth Dvoracek. Again, the Gazelles coming off of their senior night this last Friday as they took on Rapid City Stevens. And just one final shout out to the seniors on the Gazelle squad. I know we'll do it again before the season's over, but seniors on their squad include Kelson Wells, Addison Muth, Nora Kraske, and Sabrina Kraske. So both teams with 4 seniors on their team. As all of these seniors getting a rose and being met by their parents and heading out to half court. Always fun to be a part of these senior night activities, as tip-off was set for about 6:30, probably looking closer to 6:45 because we have still got our national anthem coming up and then our starting lineups, which are brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. Yankton Athletics live on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. Presented by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. Then coming out into this one, Yankton currently a 5-10 record, 13th in the AA standings. And for Sioux Falls Christian, 15-4 their record. They lead their region in Class A, and they are a top 10 team in the standings as well. Of course, the overall standings aren't quite as important in Class A and Class B as they are in AA, because you have your region play. But then if you do make it to the SODAC 16, that is when it becomes important and does factor in who you play on a chance for a state tournament. Here now is your national anthem.
now, with everyone standing, we ask that you please face the flag as we honor America with our national anthem. A reminder to all in attendance that the proper respect is to stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. All veterans and out-of-uniform military personnel may salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Again, you just heard the national anthem being played here at Sioux Falls Christian High School. And before that, a prayer, as of course a private Christian school here in Sioux Falls. It's time to meet your starting lineups for tonight, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. For all your heating and cooling needs, it's Larry's Heating and Cooling. Anytime, any day. We open with the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers, coached by Dan D. Young, with a 15-4 record. Senior guard at 5'8", it's number 1, Aubrey Van Beek. Senior guard at 5'7", number 12, Sydney Scott. Senior forward, 6 feet tall, number 20, it's Kinsey Papama. Senior guard at 5'10", number 22, Ruth Dvoracek. And to round off the Chargers starting lineup, junior center at 6'2", number 24, Leslie Setzer. It's now time to meet your Yankton Gazelles starting lineup for tonight, presented by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion.
Jocelyn Elwood, number 5, guard.
Eden Wolfgram, number 10, guard. Nora Krasky, number 11, guard.
Jordan Kudera, number 13, guard.
September Rao, 21, guard.
And as we return to the floor, it is time for basketball. The Yankton Gazelles in their black jersey and shorts trimmed out in red and white. On the flip side, Sioux Falls Christian in all-white jersey and shorts trimmed out in silver and blue. September Rao in the center circle. She'll be jumping against, I believe, Leslie Setzer. As we load up our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard on the screen, it is officially time for basketball. And the tip controlled and won by Leslie Setzer of Sioux Falls Christian. This basketball game officially underway. Down low, they try to move it to Setzer. It goes out of bounds, too high on the pass. And a turnover for this Chargers offense, who will start with a full court press on Yankton, who struggled with it in their last 2 games. Eden Wolfgram has it, working against it. Wraps around, brings it up forward. Jordan Kudera has it, now to Rao. Rao settles in for a mid-range jumper, leaves it short. Jordan Kudera fights in the middle, gets the offensive rebound. Moving it around the perimeter, Kudera on that three-point attempt, no good. Fight for the rebound, knocked out of bounds. Last touch there by Aubrey Van Beek. And the Gazelles, another opportunity here on offense. 2 shot attempts already. They'll get a third unless they turn it over. Up ahead, they throw it out. It goes back court, but it won't matter as it was not touched by any of the Gazelles. And now setting up the offense, Eden Wolfgram. Brings it to the far side, gives it up to September Rao. Now on the near side corner, Jordan Kudera. Kraske up top wants a three, bounces off the front iron into the hands of Ruth Dvoracek it goes. Dvoracek up ahead to Sydney Skop. 4 seniors in the lineup here for Sioux Falls Christian. They get it down low, Leslie Setzer, and just rises above the defense and gets the scoring started. It's 2-0. A minute and 15 seconds in. Up ahead, quickly Jordan Kudera off the glass, and the layup is in. Knotted up at 2 apiece, 6:35 to go in our first quarter of action. Ruth Dvoracek has it at the elbow, is stopped, swings it out, three-pointer, Popema. In and out, it rattles, Wolfgram the rebound, and off to the races she goes. Wants to take it all the way, put too much on the layup, and the Chargers will take over. Ball is bounced off of the leg there of Wolfgram. Again, down low, Setzer gets it. And Yankton struggling with the size advantage. Leslie Setzer has it 6'2". She's got all 4 points for her team, who leads by 2. Wolfgram sprints it down the floor, and they'll say she touched her foot out of bounds. A turnover for Yankton, and Kelson Wells is going to check in here for Yankton in place of September Rao. 2 minutes into this one, it's 4-2. Sioux Falls Christian leads. On the near side with it, Kinsey Popema. They move it far side, Aubrey Van Beek. It stayed beyond the perimeter, now driven into the elbow, and picking up her dribble, looking for any help here. A bounce pass to the corner, Van Beek, and knocks it in for 3. It's now a 5-point lead for the Chargers, the largest we've seen tonight. Yankton's done a nice job with that full court press. Kraske has it on the three-point line, gives it to Wolfgram, the leader of this offense, and back to work the Gazelles go. 2 points in this one were from Jordan Kudera. Kraske spins it, drives to the lane, dumps it off. Kelson Wells for 2. 2 assists on 2 scores here for the Gazelles early on. 7-4, 5:05 to play in our first quarter. With it, Ruth Dvoracek against Eden Wolfgram. Aubrey Van Beek will take direction from Coach DeYoung and set up a new play. Chargers get it down low. Leslie Setzer easy off the glass. Right now, Leslie Setzer is the difference in this one. Already up to 6 points on the night for her. Wolfgram brings it past, dumps it off. Kelson Wells, she gets stopped. Now Kudera from downtown, left it short. 4:30 to play, a quick pop-up three, no good. Jocelyn Elwood brings it in. Gazelles want to move it quickly. Wolfgram now will back it up. Crosses over, gets down low, finds a spot, gets her first 2 of the night. 9-6, Yankton trails. Chargers on offense, Van Beek with it. Bounces it in, Nora Kraske cut that one off. She's driving on the other side, puts it up, no good on the shot. But Nora Kraske gets the steal and sets up Yankton a chance to tie or bring the deficit within 1. Inbound gets into Wolfgram. She'll take it down low again. Gives it up. Kudera bounces it to Kraske. Kraske takes the screen. Her pass, though, to Kudera, taking the other direction, and a travel's going to be called. That one was in the hands of Emery Lems, a junior for this Chargers team, and another 6-footer for Sioux Falls Christian, as now McKinley Reitzman will check into the game. For senior night, all of the seniors started for the Chargers. Halfway through our first quarter, 9-6, Yankton trails with the basketball. Cutting was Kudera, fight for the basketball, ends up to the hands of Van Beek. Yankton had an opportunity to narrow the gap, but turned it away. Lems with it, ball's on the hardwood. Kraske, her second steal of the night. Yankton moves it the other direction, left to right. as you watch it on Yankton streaming on YouTube. Jocelyn Elwood hands it off. Jordan Kudera crosses it over, but nearly lost the basketball. Fight for it, ends up with Wells. And now a timeout going to be called by Yankton and Coach Savvy. A Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton, locally owned for 4 generations. Call them for water softening and purification, salt, reverse osmosis needs, and bottled water. That's Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton. Just being a 30-second timeout, we'll leave it on the floor here. But it's 9-6. Yankton has held their own against one of the very best Class A teams in Sioux Falls Christian. 9-6 on your Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard at the corner of West City Limits Road and 30th Street, Yankton. A full-service convenience store with hot food, Godfather's Pizza, personal pizza, sandwiches, munchies, and beverages. Pay at the pump, gas and diesel fuel, firewood and propane exchange. That's the Fox Stop of Yankton. Coach Savvy on the timeout. His team will have the basketball to inbound here. And really, outside of Leslie Setzer down low, Yankton has handled everything else that the Chargers have thrown their way, but Setzer really doing her part so far. 20 on the shot clock here for Yankton. Wolfgram with it, pump fakes, keeps her foot down on the pivot. Elwood with it, a few steps beyond the arc. Right back to Wolfgram as she wants to bring it to the hoop, kicks it out, corner 3. Jocelyn Elwood for the tie, off the back iron it goes. Leslie Setzer rips it away from Jordan Kudera, who nearly had an offensive rebound. McKinley Reitzma brings it down for Sioux Falls Christian. At the free throw line, they get it to the hands of Setzer, but stripped away. Jocelyn Elwood off to the races yet again. Yankton back on offense. Defensively, they've picked it up. 2.5 to play in the first. Our score remains 9-6. Brenna Elwood with it, hands it off to Kudera. Kudera drives it into the lane, bounces it. Elwood, baseline, she gets cut off. Now it's out to Wolfgram, the step back 3, and that one rims in and out. Yankton back-to-back 3 attempts for the tie, both getting about halfway down and going the other way. Another opportunity for the Chargers to extend their lead on offense. Reitzma works it against Wolfgram, gives it up to Emery Lems. Around the horn they move it, and a wide open look. Reitzma from downtown. That one was halfway down before rimming out. A scoring drought here on the floor for the last couple of minutes. Wolfgram brings it baseline, behind the back, she's stopped. Now Kudera with it, she tries driving, finds herself with a double. Screen from Wells gives Wolfgram some space. Kudera left the three-point attempt short. Wells got a hand on it, but Setzer will bring in the rebound. 83 seconds to go in our first quarter. It's a one-possession game. Yankton trails. Kudera got her hands on it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jordan. September Rao checks in for Yankton along with Nora Kraske. And they're alongside Brenna Elwood, Kelson Wells, and Eden Wolfgram. Subs in for Sioux Falls Christian as well, including Sydney Skop, Ruth Dvoracek, and Oakley Hadler. A spin here down low. Ruth Dvoracek had some spacing but put too much on it. Gazelles back to work on offense. Kraske hardly pulled it in, now gives it down low. Wells, what a spin! Kelson Wells, her second bucket of the night, brings it to a one-point game. 8-9, Yankton trails under a minute to go in the first quarter of action. Up top, Oakley Hadler has it working against Nora Kraske. Chargers an open look from downtown. Dvoracek hits the front iron, bounces around, no. Yankton a chance for their first lead of the night here as they trail by 1. Wolfgram drives and dishes it. Brenna Elwood, her 3 no good. Long rebound off the hands of Nora Kraske. It's Chargers basketball. Leslie Setzer will check in for the Chargers. 30.5 seconds to play in the first quarter. And the Chargers an opportunity for the final shot here of our first quarter of action. A good one so far here tonight for sure. With it, Aubrey Van Beek hands it off. Dvoracek now gives it to Skop. A lot of ball movement near the half-court line here for the Chargers. They want to use that clock. Van Beek hands it off. Now to the hands of Lems. Setzer from downtown. 6 seconds to play here. Up top, a good look from range, and Aubrey Van Beek knocks it in to make this a 4-point game here on the floor. After 8 minutes, 12-8, Sioux Falls Christian leads Yankton. When we return, 8 minutes to go in the first half on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
From simple sniffles to complex health conditions, the primary care providers at Yankton Medical Clinic will not only see you for your annual visits, screenings, and preventative care, but also provides care for the entire family, from pediatrics to adults. With 4 clinic locations and 15 outreach locations throughout South Dakota and Nebraska, compassionate, quality medical care is closer than you think. For more information on providers, services, and locations, visit our website, yanktonmedicalclinic.com.
If you're into hunting, fishing, towing, or just want to blaze the trail, All Seasons has ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and scooters from quality brands like Honda, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Needing watercraft? All Seasons has a large selection of quality boats and wave runners, and we take pride in service after the sale. We have friendly certified technicians that will winterize, summarize, diagnose, and repair your power sports equipment. In business for over 20 years for good reasons. We're All Seasons, Power Sports and Marine in Yankton.
Back on the floor after our first quarter of action. Yankton in a close one. It's 12-8. Sioux Falls Christian the lead here. Gazelles will open the second quarter with the basketball. 8 minutes to go here in our first half of action. So Nora Kraske will inbound it to Wolfgram. Wolfgram brings it to the near side, behind the back, moves it to the elbow. Now up top, Brenna Elwood. Elwood drives with it, and her layup attempt well contested. Put too much on that one. Chargers move it the other way to the hands of Van Beek. She's coming off a three-pointer made. Gives it up to Dvoracek. Dvoracek, mid-range jumper in the lane, no good. Offensive rebound, Leslie Setzer, and gives her team another opportunity. The next attempt falls short, and Yankton reels it in. Rao driving with it, lost the basketball. Behind the back, just had to save it. And the Chargers take it over. An unforced turnover there for Yankton's offense. No score in the first quarter. Pass tip to the hands of Nora Kraske, her third steal already tonight. Wolfgram up ahead. The Gazelles move it left to right on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. A couple steps from the three-point line as Wolfgram moves the opposite direction of her screen, gives it up to Rao. Rao wants to drive with it, high off the glass, short. Setzer moving quickly. Nora Kraske, her fourth steal, taking that pass all the away. Now Wolfgram finding some room in the lane. They're letting them play out there. Her short jumper off the front iron, it bounced. Down low, they move it. Leslie Setzer scores another bucket. She's been nearly unstoppable here tonight. Now full court pressure here and a foul. That's our first foul of the entire game against Sioux Falls Christian, and I think Sydney Scopp's going to pick it up. Her first personal, team's first overall in the entire game. Wolfgram will take to the bench as Jordan Cooter checks in. Cooter with it, works against the full court press. It's stripped away. Van Beek dumps it off down low, and a short jumper falls for Oakley Hadler. They break the full court press this time. Up ahead, Nora Kraske threw it off the glass, and into the hands of the Chargers it goes. A 4-0 run as that one poked free. September Rao. Kraske brings it the other direction. Rao wants to bring it to the lane. High up, and a great job finishing that one, September Rao. Crossing the half-court line, Aubrey Van Beek with it. Now to the elbow, they move it, Emery Lems. Far side, they move it, Setzer down low, jumps over the defenders, puts her team back up 8 points. 18-10 your score with 5.5 to play in our first half of action. Jordan Cooter kicks it out Nora Kraske now driving. Her jumper a swish. Nora Kraske, her first score of the night. And a tough contested jumper, doesn't matter, it drops. On the other side, a three-pointer quickly shot from the hands of Oakley Hadler, rattles out into the hands of Rao. Rao brings it the other way, and she'll be called for a travel. September doesn't agree, but either way, it's going to be a turnover for Yankton's offense as she heads to the bench in favor of Eden Wolfgram, who's back in. 5 minutes to play in our first half. 18-12, Sioux Falls Christian leads. Aubrey Van Beek with it. Works against Brenna Elwood, nears the three-point line. Picks up her dribble and she'll hand it off Hadler. Gives it right back to Van Beek. Wants to drive it into the lane, the dish out. 13 on the shot clock here for the Chargers. They work it down low, and a good look for McKinley Reitzma as the Chargers have cracked 20 points here in the first half. A team that averages 60 points per game, they're going to score. Yankton's got to be able to ride the waves, though, of their scoring bursts. We saw it early in the second quarter with Yankton now on offense, and they double dribble Brenna Elwood. Sydney Scott back in here for the Chargers, and a late sub in for Yankton. It'll be Kelson Wells. Wells checks in place of Jordan Kudera. It is an 8-point difference. We near the halfway point of the second quarter, 20-12 on your Fox Stop Yankton scoreboard. Chargers lead. Far side, they move it to Scott, who just checked in, and now to the hands of Neely Stanford. A lot of ball movement for this Chargers team, and now they move it up top. Reitzma drives into the lane, tries shooting over the defender. She's fouled on the shot, and that will be the first Yankton foul of the night, and it goes against Nora Kraske, her first personal. Halfway through the second quarter, and Yankton picks up their first foul of the game. As far as fouling is concerned, that's about as good as you can do. First free throw off the back iron, no good. At the free throw line, looks like McKinley Reitzma, bearing the number 11 jersey. Next free throw, also too much on it. Wells brings it in, and no points given up there off the shooting foul for Yankton and Nora Kraske. Jocelyn Elwood has it at the top of the key, moves it over Wolfgram. Wolfgram 2 points so far, steps it back, wants the triple, yes! Eden Wolfgram from downtown. (20-15), a 5-point game. Yankton on defense, and they trail. Scott with it, drives it into the lane, finds an open Neely Stanford, and she'll score it for two. Trading buckets on back-to-back possessions are these squads. Wolfgram behind the back somehow evades the pressure, brings it down the floor, sets up for a short jumper, but last second tried to get out of it, turns it over. A 3-on-3, Chargers with it. They'll slow it down, now down low. A dump off and a shot denied, but a foul on Brenna Elwood. Sydney Scott headed to the line as Brenna's going to pick up her first personal of the game and the team's second of the quarter. Scott, her first time at the line. First one swishes in for a point. Jordan Cooter is back in for Yankton. On the flip side, Aubrey Van Beek and Ruth Dvoracek in for the Chargers. Next free throw. Off the front iron, bounces around, and 1 of 4 right now. Sioux Falls Christian is shooting at the free throw line. 2:40 to go in the first half. It's 23-15. Yankton with possession. It's out of bounds. Last touch there by Jocelyn Elwood. These turnovers are hurting Yankton right now. And really, that's kind of what hurt them against Rapid City Central and Stevens. We'll see if that's something Coach Savvy addresses at the half. with it, Dvoracek to Skop. They move it around the horn and bring it up top. Van Beek to the free throw line, gives it out. A jab step and a drive for Dvoracek. That one cut off. 11 still to shoot here for the Chargers. Reitzma has it to the hands of Dvoracek, and a foul as the ball was stripped free. Coach Savvy not loving the call. Kelson Wells, her first foul of the night. Team's third. It's the third of the quarter, third of the game. Dvoracek gets the inbound, sets up into the lane, passes in, and a ball that was bobbled. Still scoring is Sydney Skop, and it's the first double-digit lead we've seen of the night. Sioux Falls Christian up 25-15, under 2 to play here. Jordan Kudra, some spacing, tries the reverse layup, can't get it to drop. She's fouled, and it's the first Gazelles free throws coming up. Foul goes against Ruth Dvoracek, her first personal, her team with 2. Jordan Kudra with 2 points, a chance to get her third and fourth at the charity stripe here. First one short, no good. September Rao checks in here for Nora Kraske. Coming up, we've got our Vichet Yankton halftime show, and our halftime Beyond the Game brought to you by Kalen's Indoor Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. You want to keep it tuned here for that. Some halftime stats, and if we have time, updated scores around the state. No good on the second attempt. Kudra goes 0 for 2 right now in this game. Free throws 1 for 6 combined from the two squads. Sydney Scott gives it, and now they move it beyond the perimeter. At the elbow is Lems. A good look for 3. That one off target. Wolfgram brings in rebound number 4, sprints it up ahead, lost the basketball, and that just goes into the hands of Sydney Scott, who travels, and Yankton gets away with one there and will keep possession here after a travel. 86 seconds to go in our first half of action here. Yankton trying to cut into that deficit. On the inbound, they get it to Wells. Jocelyn Elwood pump fakes it, kicks it out. Now Jocelyn Elwood out to Kudra. She stopped Rao. Rao brings it out. Wells drives it baseline, goes up for the shot, denied. Moving quickly, Ruth Dvoracek wants to bring it coast to coast, and she seals that one. 12 points, the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers lead, and a foul here from the Chargers. Sydney Skop fouled Wolfgram as she was trying to bring the ball down the floor. It is not the first time of the game that Wolfgram has been fouled while trying to break that full court press. Jordan Kudra gets in the inbound to Wolfgram. Gazelles could try for a 2-for-1 here if they get a good enough shot look here. Dangerous pass gets through to Elwood, and they do break that press. Rao wants to drive with it, dumps it off. Kelson Wells had a good look but couldn't finish it. 40 seconds to play here in the second quarter of action. Chargers with the lead, 27-15, and the ball. They move it down low. It's bobbled. Ball is onto the floor, into the hands of Kelson Wells. Yankton with 24 seconds. Shot clock has been turned off, and a chance for the final shot of the first half. No Gazelle has scored more than 5 here tonight. Wolfgram at 5. Wells trails with 4. Into the free throw line, Jocelyn Elwood. 8 seconds now to play in the half, and a missed pass there. Dvoracek brings it the other way against Wolfgram. Wolfgram got a hand on it, sends it out of bounds. 0.9 seconds to shoot. Expect an over the top to Leslie Setzer here on the inbound. 0.9 seconds, and they won't get it in. Ruth Dvoracek heaves it up. It falls short as we enter the half. It is 27-15. Sioux Falls Christian currently in the lead. Gazelles trail, but they've kept it a close one here against a very good Chargers team. We'll step aside here for a moment when we return with the Vichet Yankton halftime show here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Do you like to read? I love to read. So does Rabin Books, your unique bookstore in Yankton, where you'll find thousands of books from brand new to gently used oldies but goodies, all at unbeatable prices. Trade in your old favorites for credit and be able to explore something new. Whether you're a casual reader or a bookworm, Rabin Books is your next chapter, located at 804 Bill Baggs Road. Rabin Books, where every book finds a home.
Weather around here gets pretty crazy. Are you sure the weather hasn't caused damage to your roof? Let Justice at H&H Roofing in Yankton take any roof damage worries away. He'll come and inspect your roof. Even if you've had an inspection, get a second opinion or re-inspection for your peace of mind. H&H Roofing has built their reputation on working to satisfy homeowners for years. Family owned and operated. H&H Roofing is bonded and insured. Contact Justice today.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet, featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
Do you realize what your Yankton Hy-Vee has to offer? Aisles online, delivery, catering, fresh floral and bakery departments, pharmacy with drive-up and online prescription refills, Hy-Vee Health Market, dietitian service, fresh seafood department, U.S. Postal Substation, take and bake for breakfast, and family meal deals. Yes, all that and more is at your Yankton Hy-Vee, located on the corner of 21st Street and Broadway Avenue in Yankton.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy. And convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 212 Walnut.
Looking to buy a home or maybe sell? Trust the name that puts you first. America's Best Realty. From your first showing to the final signature, their expert agents guide you every step of the way. Fast closings, top market value, and real service you can count on. Your dream home, they will find it. Selling fast, they will make it happen. Call America's Best Realty at 605-260-1600. America's Best Realty, because you deserve the best.
Now time for the Vishay Yankton Halftime Show. Vishay, define the world's future. Vishay electronic components bring to life the world's most important products. Products that touch lives everywhere, every day. Vishay, building the DNA of tech. Now, back to courtside for all the game trends, stats, and more.
And currently at the half of this one, it's 27-15 Sioux Falls Christian with the lead over the Yankton Gazelles. Is here on the floor, the color guard performing, and just some extra senior night celebrations here on the floor, as between games, before the Bucks and Chargers are on the floor, we'll have some more senior recognition. Your halftime stats here: Jocelyn Elwood with 2 rebounds and a steal. Eden Wolfgram has 5 points, 4 rebounds, and a block we saw to close out that second quarter, and it really kept Sioux Falls Christian from getting another 2 right as we sent it to the half. Nora Kraske with 2 points, 1 assist, 5 steals already at the half. Jordan Kudrow with 2 points and a rebound, and September Rao for the starters, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Coming off the bench for Yankton, Kelson Wells with 4 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. We've also seen Sabrina Kraske and Brenna Elwood. Fouling has not been an issue here tonight for Yankton, as all with 1 foul, Nora Kraske, Kelson Wells, and Brenna Elwood. Otherwise, no one has a single foul up to this point in the game, which is really impressive, especially we've seen that height disadvantage come into play defensively with Leslie Setzer down low. And just what an impressive player. You know, you don't always see a 6'2 player who's able to control the basketball that well, and that's really what sets Setzer apart and makes her a really good basketball player. So kudos to Leslie Setzer here of the Chargers. It's time for your halftime Beyond the Game. It's brought to you by Kalen's Indoor Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. When you want comfort, you want Kalen's. On a Tuesday here, all that's really going on at the school, a lot of basketball. And outside of middle school, all here at Sioux Falls Christian, middle school is against Vermilion at the Yankton Middle School. Nothing lined up for tomorrow for Wednesday. Thursday with middle school basketball, that's against Mitchell at the Yankton Middle School. And wrestling with a girls varsity regional tournament at Elk Point Jefferson. Then to wrap up the week, Friday with a debate varsity district tournament. That's against Brandon Valley in Brandon Valley at 9 a.m. The SDMEA Middle School All-State Orchestra from noon to 9 p.m. at the Mitchell High School Performing Arts Center. Again, more basketball as we'll have a doubleheader, Bucks and Gazelles against T-Area. That will be on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube. And a wrestling boys varsity regional tournament. Into the weekend, that varsity district tournament for debate is now against Sioux Falls Jefferson at Sioux Falls Jefferson. So two different locations. And then the SCMEA Middle School All-State Orchestra at Mitchell High School Performing Arts Center continues from 8:30 until 4 o'clock. That is your halftime Beyond the Game. It's brought to you by Kalen's Indoor Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. A few updated scores around the state. Sioux Falls Roosevelt with 7 minutes left in the game on top of Sioux Falls Lincoln, 44-22. Number 2 ranked O'Gorman leads Harrisburg 70-24 after 3 quarters of play. That O'Gorman team is just so good. Sturgis Brown leads Belle-Fourche 22-5 late in the second quarter. Of course, tonight here, 27-15 at the half. Sioux Falls Christian leading Yankton. And then in boys AA, Watertown leads Aberdeen Central with a minute left in the first quarter, 14-11. Mitchell leads Sioux Falls Washington 10-7 with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. And Brandon Valley currently over T-Area, who's ranked number 3 in AA. Brandon Valley leads 16-11, 6 minutes left in the second quarter. This has been your Vichet Yankton Halftime Show. We'll take a commercial break. When we return, 16 more minutes of game time here on the floor between the Gazelles and Sioux Falls Christian.
Looking for a photo that actually looks like you, but better? At Meridian Photo, we specialize in capturing personality, not just poses. Whether it's headshots, high school seniors, family sessions, or team and individual sports photos, we'll make you look like a legend. We've just landed in the Meridian District of Yankton. Book your session today at meridian-photo.com or give us a call at 605-655-4598. Meridian Photo. Be you. You deserve it.
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team specializing in all things heating and cooling, as well as heat and glow gas, wood, and electric fireplaces, humidifiers and dehumidifiers, and all styles of ductless mini-split systems. Whether you are building or remodeling, our team of innovative experts will get you the correct equipment and indoor air quality accessories you need for your home or business. Remember, Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team for all things heating and cooling for the past 77 years. Go Bucks and Gazelles.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers 2 menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
What does FloorTech do? When disaster strikes, water damage, mold growth, or fire cleanup, call the team you can trust. FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration. They respond fast to protect your home or business and restore it the right way with honesty, integrity, and top-notch service. Their crews proudly serve Southeast South Dakota and Northeast Nebraska, including Yankton, Mitchell, Norfolk, and Sioux Falls. For 24/7 emergency service, call 800-507-1822. If your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech or visit them at floortechrestoration.com.
And as we wrap up the Vichet Yankton Halftime Show here on the floor, again, 27-15 your score on our Fox Top of Yankton scoreboard. Sioux Falls Christian currently leads the Yankton Gazelles in Sioux Falls. Chargers will start with the basketball here to open our second half of action, and the third quarter officially underway with Aubrey Van Beek taking it for the Chargers, who move it left to right as you watch it on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Leslie Setzer gives it to Dvoracek. She works against September Rao. Around the perimeter they move it. Kraske with some aggressive defense. A little bit lucky that there was no foul and a dump off down low. An easy 2 there for Sydney Scott gets the scoring started in the second half. And the lead extended to 14 here for Sioux Falls Christian. Wolf Graham turns the basketball over. Ruth Dvoracek brings it the other way against September Rao. And whistle will blow. And a foul called on September. September Rao, her first personal, team's first of the third quarter. Both teams had a foul-free first quarter. And we'll see if fouls come into it really at all in this one. First free throw swirls in for Ruth Dvoracek. Next one also good. 2 for 2 for Dvoracek. She's also been a name we've said a lot here tonight. Still full court pressure from Sioux Falls Christian as Cooter falls to the ground, goes out of bounds, and a turnover as right now feels like the Chargers taking over a little bit on the game. So Sioux Falls Christian gets it in here. Dvoracek gives it up down low. Leslie Setzer. She will travel with it, and Yankton forces a defensive stop, and that feels like they need it. They trail 16. It's the largest deficit of the night, and they probably feel like they've got to get something rolling here on the floor. Kudera gets it into Jocelyn Elwood, who's immediately trapped. Her pass to Wolfgram taken away. Ruth Dvoracek, and she scores it. A timeout called by the Gazelles, and Coach Savvy wants to talk things over with his squad. This is going to be a full timeout and another Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. Not the look the Gazelles wanted to see to open our second half of action, as they now trail as much as 18. It is the largest deficit we have seen tonight. 33-15 your score. The Chargers with some good adjustments to open our second half. We'll see how the Gazelles answer when we return here in a moment on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. I carry Tribal, Lulu Bee, Ethel, Southern Lady, and Old Ranch. I have other brands too. The nursery has everything you need for babies. Copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, bag sleepers, and baptism. Toddler clothing, boys and girls Under Armour to size 7, toys, little golden books, and other unique kids' toys. Linda's Angel Crossing, 1101 Broadway in Yankton.
Back to the floor about a minute into the third quarter, and Gazelles right now just don't have an answer for Sioux Falls Christian, who's played it well. Their full court press already feels like they've had more success with it here in a minute of the second half than they did in the entire first half of action. So the Gazelles to inbound everybody on this side of the floor, as Yankton wants as many players available on the inbound. They've struggled getting it in. As one of the officials still at the scorer's table. Don't know what they're trying to figure out, but they'll stall play for just a moment here. And now he's going to go talk with the other official. And I don't know if they're having malfunctions with the scoreboard or the clock or what's going on. One of these scoreboards, well, now all of the scoreboards have just entirely shut off, and so they can't continue play until that gets rolling again. You know, technology can be a great thing, but every now and then you get moments like these. We had it a few during the football season where Crane Youngworth, I don't want to know how much it cost, but the big board at Crane Youngworth a few times had some technical difficulties, and during football actually had to do it the old-fashioned way, getting your stopwatch, and that makes it a lot harder trying to call a game and run a scoreboard knowing where the officials are at. So right now the teams are just going to be talking things over, and essentially they're going to use this as a timeout as the scoreboards have just turned back on here on the floor. We'll see. You wonder if they're having issues with it not starting when they were starting it. Nifty time. Still looks like a lot of discussion even though the clock is back on. We'll see if that is actually ready to roll or not. Don't really want to quite go anywhere or take a break, as not sure when they're going to. Well, all right, we're back on the floor already. So we are back in action after a temporary break due to some technical difficulties here on the floor. Elwood will inbound it for Yankton. That's Jocelyn Elwood. From Wells, back to Elwood, sprints it up to the half-court line, and Yankton does a nice job getting beyond the half-court line this time. Crossover into the lane. Nora Kraske, her pass tip. Dvoracek knocks it out of bounds. Stays here with Yankton. Gazelles feel like maybe needing something here to get some of that momentum back. They trailed 12 at the half, now down 18. Jocelyn Elwood has it a few steps beyond the perimeter. Gives it to Wolfgram. 7 to shoot here for Yankton as Wolfgram on the near side corner 3. Drives it baseline, dishes it out, and pass taken away by Dvoracek. She's got a handful of steals tonight to Leslie Setzer. The baby hook with the left hand falls. It is a 20-point lead now for Sioux Falls Christian. Yankton struggling in the second half. A foul going to be called here. Aubrey Van Beek, who is moments away from a strip and score. They're going to actually call it on Sydney Skop, looks like. But I do think it would have been Aubrey Van Beek who would have had the steal. And then an open lane had that play not been blown dead. Jocelyn with it, gives it to September Rao. And Rao will dribble it past the timeline. Rao to Wolfgram. Coach Savvy pats his head to let him know what play to run here. Wolfgram finds Kraske on the near side. Picks up her dribble. Wells with it, takes a screen, sets up for a mid-range jumper off the glass. Yankton still looking for a score here in the third quarter, down 20. It's been an 8-0 third quarter for Sioux Falls Christian. Leslie Setzer gets it back down low. Spins, moves, off the glass and in. 22 points is the lead. Wells has it, picks up her dribble. She gets trapped and she'll travel. Another turnover for Yankton here in the third quarter. The Chargers defense has picked up some steam. Brenna Elwood checks in for September Rao. A late subbing on the other side for the Chargers. Oakley Hadler in. Chargers have really just taken over here in this one. Gazelles looking for anything in this third quarter. Setzer kicks it out. Aubrey Van Beek, a good look from 3, and it's good. Kelson Wells was to the ground, maybe slow to get up, but she is on the floor, gets it up ahead, sprints it down the floor, stops on a dime, gives it up Jocelyn Elwood. Elwood drove it down low, the spinning jumper, no good. Wells fights through the height disadvantage and offensive board and keeps it alive. Brenna Elwood with it, kicks it out. Kelson Wells, pump fakes, got Setzer in the air. Her shot, too much on it, as she felt the pressure of Setzer behind her. Neely Stanford with it here for Sioux Falls Christian, who leads 40-15. The largest lead of the night, it's 25. Neely Stanford up top to Oakley Hadler, working against Nora Kraske. Down low, they try to push it. Setzer, it's knocked out of bounds by Eden Wolfgram. And Setzer is just drawing a crowd. There was 3 Gazelles to just Setzer down there, but it hasn't mattered much. It's been tough for Yankton trying to stop her. Van Beek off of the inbounds. It bounced off the back of Brenna Elwood. Wolfgram brings it the other direction. And Yankton with the steal. Nora Kraske wants a triple off the front iron. It goes. Chargers fight for the rebound. And between the two of Setzer and Van Beek, pull it in. We're halfway through our third quarter, 40-15 on your Fox Stop scoreboard. Driving and fouled here is Emery Lems. Lems will head to the free throw line as the foul on Kelson Wells, her second personal, team second here. And a timeout called on the floor by Sioux Falls Christian. Nope. It was on Yankton, excuse me. Coach Savvy wants another chat with his team. Again, probably not calling too many timeouts, up 25 for Coach DeYoung and his team. But Yankton, again, kind of a tough here third quarter. They trailed by 12 at the half and now currently down 25. It's been a 13-0 run, all favoring Sioux Falls Christian. We'll step aside for 30 seconds here. When we come back, the remainder of the third quarter here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Yankton Rexall in the Meridian District, Yankton, for all your gifts and decor needs. It's the only place in town to find both Hallmark ornaments and cards for any occasion. They also have Willow Tree and Precious Moments collectibles, the perfect anniversary and wedding gifts, nativity scenes, Watkins products, and single Abdallah chocolates. The Yankton Rexall Pharmacy for all your prescription needs. Yankton Rexall at the corner of 3rd and Douglas, downtown Yankton.
Back to the floor, 3:50 to go in our third quarter of action as we return out of the break. Timeout called by Savvy. At the free throw line, Emery Lems for Sioux Falls Christian to just extend that lead for the Chargers. Foul was on Kelson Wells, who will remain in the game. Lems no good on the first attempt. And back in is Sydney Skop and Ruth Dvoracek for the Chargers. A lot of these players on the Chargers know what it takes to win a state championship as they won last year. Next free throw is good, and no full court press this time around for the Chargers. Brenna Elwood to the near side. They swing it now. Kudera. A crossover to get to the lane. Kudera bounces it out. Brenna Elwood. She's got Lems all over her. Ball poked free. Brenna Elwood retains possession. 13 to shoot for Yankton, who is still held scoreless here in the third quarter. 7 to shoot here on the far side. Kudera drives with it. She's fouled and sent to the ground. On the foul, Emery Lems. Kudera, more free throws coming up. She is the lone Gazelle with any attempts at the stripe tonight. Went 0 for 2 in her first 2 attempts. Kudera with a couple points in this one. Misses her third attempt. So score remains 41-15, a 26-point lead now for the Chargers, who are nearing in at that 30-point lead. Kudera swishes in the next. Chargers with it, moving it down the floor. Aubrey Van Beek to the far side now in the lane. They move it. Lems, her pass taken away. With it, Brenna Elwood the steal. Yankton a chance to score in back-to-back possessions here as they've scored 1 point in this third quarter. Brenna wants to set up her team's offense, gives it up. Jordan Kudera thought about driving, pulled it back out, now hands it off Wolfgram. Wolfgram immediately draws a defender, tries driving it, dishes it out to Kraske. Thought about the three, decided against it. Right back to Wolfgram it goes. 6 to shoot here, just launches it from deep. Eden Wolfgram buries her third three of the night, or second only of the night. She's up to 8 points and leads her team in scoring. Coach Savvy, his fourth called timeout for the Gazelles. A 30-second break. We'll be back in just a moment. Another Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break.
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District. Through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
On the floor, 41-19, Sioux Falls Christian leads with 2.5 minutes to play in our third quarter of action. A reminder, it is a doubleheader here tonight. After this one, about 15 to 20 minutes in between, and then the Yankton Bucks and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers will take to the floor. Chargers with it. They work against a full court press from Yankton. They're able to break it and go to work on offense. Leslie Setzer gets it down low. Another bucket for the junior. She is going to be good as a senior. Yankton on offense. Brenna Elwood with it. Gives it up. Kraske finds Kudera. Elwood faked it. Tried driving it baseline. Right to the hands of Emery Lems it goes. Sydney Scott drives it baseline, off the glass and in. She gets the 2 points. And the foul. Foul goes against Wolf Graham, her first personal, team second. (45-19) your score. 26 the lead here for Sioux Falls Christian. It's tied for their largest of the night. And actually, it's not on Wolf Graham, it's on Kraske. That'll be her second personal. Free throw drops, and Oakley Hadler will check in for Sioux Falls Christian. Under 10 minutes of game time to go in this one. Sioux Falls Christian a hefty lead, trying to wrap up their regular season with a victory. Gazelles with it. Brenna Elwood on the near side. Elwood tried driving. She's stopped by Neely Stanford. Takes a screen, drives with it. Gives it up Wells. Wells spins it off the glass and in. Wells with her third bucket of the night, paired with 3 rebounds. Ball was poked free there by Brenna Elwood. Now Aubrey Van Beek with it. Hops it into the lane and finds an open Emery Lems down low as they answer Yankton's bucket. 48-21 with 60 seconds to play in our third quarter. Jordan Kudera with it. Crosses over, brings it baseline. Ball is knocked free. Last touch by the Chargers. It'll stay here with Yankton. Yankton still on offense here as Jocelyn Elwood inbounds it. A bouncer to Brenna Elwood. Has some spacing down low. Just a little too much on the layup. Down low, Chargers move it. Lems again. Couldn't get that one. Got her own rebound. Fouled on the next attempt. Kelson Wells now her third personal. Team's fourth of the quarter as Berkeley Olson will come to the scorer's table. And the first time we've seen her in a while after she had state gymnastics. A multi-sport athlete in Berkeley Olson for Yankton. Wells to the bench, Olson in her place. Lems goes 0 for 2 at the line. Fight for the rebound. Last touch by Christian as it goes out. 2.5 second difference between shot and game clock here on the floor. For Yankton could possibly take the last shot of the third quarter. Would certainly have to have a low shot clock to do so. Elwood gives it up to Rao, and Rao's fouled as she tried driving it baseline. Jocelyn Elwood to inbound yet again here for Yankton. And the pass intercepted. Emery Lems gets it. 20 seconds to play here in our third quarter of action. The Chargers take back over on offense. Aubrey Van Beek for 3, a swish. 51-21, a 30-point lead here for Sioux Falls Christian. Yankton with it, 3 seconds to shoot. A bounce into Berkeley Olson, just has to throw up a wild shot. And our first 3 quarters of action are over. 8 minutes to go when we return. 51-21, Gazelles trail.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts on the corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. Your full-service flower and gift store. Beautiful fresh flower arrangements to artificial arrangements. Gifts, sympathy, foodie items to snarky gifts. Stop by and let the gals at Pied Piper give you the personal service you deserve. Brighten your day and head to Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, where you'll find something new every time you go. Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, they deliver.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you a pic so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team. Fixing pickles since 1984.
8 minutes to go in this one, and it will be running clock here in the fourth quarter as Sioux Falls Christian currently on top by 30 points. That is the rule in South Dakota high school basketball. Gazelles open the fourth quarter with the basketball and start on offense for our final 8 minutes of action here for the girls' game. Brenna Elwood drives it into the lane, looking for something, picks up her dribble, finds Berkeley Olson. Olson goes right at Leslie Setzer, her shot denied. Chargers move it down the floor quickly. Dvoracek brings it baseline, she's fouled on the attempt. Yankton picks up an early foul here on the floor, and Berkeley Olson, her first personal. Again, with the running clock on free throw attempts, it does stop, as well as coaches' timeouts. Otherwise, it runs. The first of two for Dvoracek is good. Sabrina Kraske checks in place of Brenna Elwood now. And usually in these type of games, we do see a few other players get in for Yankton, and at the line, Dvoracek 2 for 2. It's the largest lead we've seen tonight for the Chargers. 53-21, a 32-point deficit for Yankton. Wolf Graham gives it up to Jocelyn Elwood, brought it baseline, now gives it to Olson, kicks it out. Nora Kraske, a three. Nearly dropped, but rounded out on the far side off the rim. With it here, Scott gives it up. Dvoracek stops on a dime in the lane. Can't get that one to go, but Setzer, the offensive board, and 2 more points. And a few subs will check in here. And I don't know if a timeout was called or if they just wanted subs in. Jordan Kudera comes in for Yankton, and pretty much a clean slate here for Sioux Falls Christian. Under 7 minutes to go in this game. Wolf Graham gives it up. Sabrina Kraske, the twin of Nora Kraske. Both on this team as Wolf Graham drives it off the glass, just a hair too much on it. 6.5 to go. Chargers with it. It's Oakley Hadler. Gives it up to McKinley Reitzma. Pump fake the three, then brought it up top. They move it beyond the perimeter. And right back up top it goes. Reitzma, the pump fake drives, gets cut off, steps it back. Pass nearly into the hands of the Gazelles. Hadler able to keep it. 6 to shoot here for Sioux Falls Christian. Kraske just straight up strips it away. Steal number 6 as Eden Wolfgram on the other end can't get the layup to drop. A few subs to come in at the next stoppage of play for Yankton at the scorer's table. Driving with it there. Neely Stanford, ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Yankton as Addison Muth, Berkeley Olson, and September Rao all check in for Yankton. Jocelyn Elwood, Eden Wolfgram, and Nora Kraske to the bench. More likely than not, that will be the end of their night tonight. 55-21 on your Fox Stop Yankton scoreboard. Sioux Falls Christian leads it, and up top, a three-point attempt here and a swish. Emery Lems knocks it in. The Chargers have just come to life in this second half and have held Yankton to 6 points so far with just over 5 to play in our game. Berkeley Olsen has it on the near side beyond the perimeter, gives it up Sabrina Kraske. Right back to Olsen. Olsen drove it, baseline, had some room for the mid-range jumper, put too much on it. Up ahead, the Chargers move quickly, and now they'll try and set up an offense as the ball was lost out of bounds there by Kinsey Popema, but it will stay here with the Chargers. Checking in for Yankton, Olivia Woods in place of Jordan Kudera. And I believe for Yankton, as far as who's dressed, that might be the remainder of the subs in this one. They move it around the perimeter, and a three-pointer off the front iron to the hands of Addison Muth, and I take back what I said. Madeline Tarashinsky heads to the scorer's table. September Rao on the drive is fouled. Foul against Neely Stanford. As we cross the halfway point of our fourth quarter, September Rao with 2 points, a chance for a couple of free throws here. Buries the first of two. Yankton now 2 of 5 at the stripe. A team that shoots 67% from the line, now up to 50% after Rao goes 2 for 2 and is checked out in favor of Madeline Tarashinsky. .350 to play here in the game. 58-23, a 35-point lead for the Chargers. Reitzma with it on the far side. Will give it to Popema. Gazelles just now letting it get within the three-point line. It's dished back out. Popema wants the three-pointer. No good, but an offensive rebound here to the hands of Avery Nelson. Chargers another opportunity on offense. Down low, they swing it up top. Popema to the hands of Nelson. Drives, ball was poked free, rolls out of bounds. Yankton knocked it out, so it'll stay with the Chargers. Isabel Sheldon will check in for Yankton. In for the Chargers, Carrie Bootsma for the first time. 7 on the shot clock, 2:53 on the game clock. That continues to tick. And making sure that everything is right. They just gave him 12 on the shot clock here. So you wonder if that kept running a little bit longer than it should have. With it, Reagan Mulder drives with it, scores her first 2 of the night. Again, it's a doubleheader here tonight. After this one, we'll have a quick post-game show, then into a shortened pregame show for the Bucks and Chargers. Olivia Woods has it here on offense. Sabrina Kraske wants the three off the iron. It bounces high into the hands of McKinley Reitzma, who drives it all the way down, coast to coast, wants it, doesn't finish at the board. Isabel Sheldon brings in the rebound. She's in the stat books for tonight. Sabrina Kraske with it, drives it, and ball stripped away Reitzma. Sabrina trying to repay the favor, but Reitzma able to break her pressure. Brings it down the floor, gets through the defenders, up and over for 2. We're in our final 95 seconds of this one. 62-23, Gazelles trail. Sabrina Kraske, her bounce in the middle, taken away, Avery Nelson. Nelson slows things down, gives it up to Bootsma. Up top, and now they'll set up offense. Kinsey Popema tries another 3, no good. Ball's on the ground, fight for the rebound. Addison Muth gets her hands on it. It's a jump ball, and it will be Yankton basketball. This very well could be the final offensive possession for Yankton here tonight as we cross the minute mark. And they're going to have Sioux Falls Christian inbound it. They showed that the arrow was favoring Yankton here on the floor, but it will be Christian basketball. A missed three to the hands of Isabel Sheldon. They must have just flipped it awfully early, and as I was looking, thinking it would be Yankton basketball. Sabrina Kraske, her pass taken away. Reitzma, another steal. With 30 seconds, no shot clock, the Chargers will see if they choose to dribble it out or if they want to get some players another set on offense. McKinley Reitzma with it, gives it up top to Carrie Bootsma. Now Avery Nelson with it. 10 seconds, and it does look like the Chargers are just going to dribble this one out. Your final score, 62-23. The Chargers wrap up their regular season with a victory, and they will end up 16-4 on the year. A good chance for them in region play that will be coming up for the Gazelles. They fall to 5-11 on the season. They're next in action this Friday against the T-Area Titans. We'll take a quick break while I add up my final stats into our First Dakota National Bank postgame show. Your hot hands of the game brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling, and then right into a pregame show for the Bucks, all on the way.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step, and Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton. Located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. Just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area, guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotz. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
And for our First Dakota National Bank post-game show, 62-23 your final score. Gazelles falling to Sioux Falls Christian. Your final stats, Jocelyn L with 2 rebounds and a steal. Eden Wolfgram, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Nora Kraske with 2 points, an assist, and 6 steals. 3 points and a rebound for Jordan Kudera. And September Al with 4 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Off the bench, Kelson Wells with 6 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Brenna Elwood with 1 assist and a steal. 1 rebound for Madeline Tarashinsky, 2 for Isabel Sheldon, and 1 for Addison Muth. We also saw on the floor tonight Olivia Woods and Sabrina Kraske and Berkeley Olson. It's now time for your hot hands of the game, brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Yankton's original and most trusted heating and cooling professionals for over 76 years. Kaiser Heating and Cooling, 808 West 23rd Street of Yankton. Your hot hands of the game Coming off the bench, Kelson Wells felt like she played a great game. 6 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal, and had a very tough opponent down low with a height disadvantage. So the Kaiser heating and cooling hot hand of the game, Kelson Wells. As we now shift gears into our Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show for the Bucks game, let's make healthy happen. And it's time to wrap up the doubleheader with the Bucks now taking on the Chargers. Again, for Sioux Falls Christian, one of, if not the best team in all of Class A, also coming off a state championship, just like their girls team. Yankton enters this game having moved up to the 13th seed in AA after back-to-back wins and now having a 4-11 record. The Chargers are the number two team in Class A and currently only have 1 loss this season. Let's look at the numbers this year. Yankton scoring 51.5 points per game to Sioux Falls Christian 74 points per game. Defense is a lot closer. Yankton gives up 53.5 points per game. Sioux Falls Christian 51. So the Bucks, even though 4-11 on the season, their average game is within 2 points. They've just been competitive with everybody. Sioux Falls Christian, their average game is a win of 23 points. Last year when they won, it was a 22-point victory for the Chargers, 70-48. Again, despite class, Sioux Falls Christian is about as good as any team in the entire state. The big number that sticks out in the game is the scoring for each side, as the defenses are similar. The Bucks absolutely cannot let the Chargers get comfortable in offense and put up 70 points if they want to take this one. Their defense has a big challenge ahead of them, but Coach Haynes always feels like has his team ready for these big moments. Again, the Bucks last in action defeated Rapid City Central. Your final score 69-57. We'll see what they have in store tonight. As I got a chance to chat with both head coaches, it's Mike Scouten of Sioux Falls Christian and Coach Haynes of the Bucks. As always, we'll just dive right into those coach interviews, starting with Mike Scouten here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. On our coaches' conversations, now chatting with head coach Mike Scouten of the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Coach, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Zach.
Of course, and your team off to a really good start yet again this season. Could you tell me about what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I've been real pleased with how our team's played so far. I really feel it's when the last couple of weeks now we're really kind of starting to come together well as a team. We had to overcome some injuries, so we've had a number of kids step up and play more minutes than what they had been earlier, and so it was good to see them, have some success, and obviously that just helps make our team better as well, as we really have started to develop some good depth. So, yeah, I've been pleased with how the season has gone so far.
And what would you say your team does best?
We play really good team ball. We share the ball really well in offense. We have a lot of assists on the season already. We just have unselfish players on the offensive end. And so everybody gets a chance to be a part of the scoring. And we do the same thing on defense. We really work well together as a defensive unit. And so just the whole team concept on both ends of the ball is what I've been really pleased with.
And now you take on the Yankton Bucks. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, another typical Yankton team. They're really tough and gritty, play really solid defense, and they're just tough. And so it's going to be a real good challenge for us for the game. They're a AA school, so they play with a little more of a physicality probably than what we see in Class A a lot. And so it's really have the opportunity to play the AA's. It helps us get better.
And I know you kind of mentioned that your team just plays as a team, but are there some names on your squad that we really should expect to be making big plays in this one?
Yeah, I think it probably all starts with Brant Wassner. He's a first-team All-Stater from last year. He's our leading scorer, and has been getting a lot of college looks, including some D1 looks. So, he's really a special player. But then we're getting really good contributions from Canyon Prince. He didn't play last year. He was injured had a football injury, but he's back and he's been playing phenomenal. And Carson Nichols, our other senior, is just steady. We just can rely on him every night to give us some offense and play really good defense. And then our other 2 starters are 2 sophomores, Ryan Dielman and Cooper Strandy. And so this is their first year of extended varsity, but they're doing really well. They've stepped in, and the moment hasn't been too big for them. They're really out there contributing just as much as anybody else. And what are some goals that you gave your team before this season had started? Yeah, every year we have a little team meeting. We talk about that, and every year it always starts out with they want to win a state championship. And so that's kind of the end goal, the ultimate goal, I guess. But some smaller goals is to try to win our conference and really just perform to our best each and every night, be good examples on the court. It's really an important goal for us too, that people can see that we bear the name Christian well when we're on the floor also.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for the time. Really do appreciate it. We should be in for a great game.
Yep, thanks a lot, Zach. We're looking forward to it.
Again, that was head coach Mike Scouten of the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Up next, when we return, our chat with head coach Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton. It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi-tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all. Back on our coaches' conversations, it's head coach Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks. Coach, your team coming off back-to-back wins over the weekend against Rapid City Stevens and Central. What did you see in those two wins?
Yeah, it was a really good weekend for us. Thought we did some really nice things, especially defensively on Friday night. Our ball pressure and our defensive intensity. I just really thought it took Rapid City Stevens out of what they wanted to do. And then we were able to really step up and shoot the basketball with a lot of confidence. Jackson Kudra got hot there and had a big game for us, which was nice to see. And then Saturday, we knew Central was a dangerous team that could really score. And especially when they shoot it well, and they shot it well against us. I thought early in the game they had a few guys step up and make some shots that kind of really kept them in it and gave them some momentum and some confidence to get back in the game there because we jumped on them early. And then, but in the end, I thought our balanced scoring was the difference in that game. We had 4 guys scoring double figures for the first time this year, and I don't even know if we've gotten to have 3 guys scoring double figures. So to have 4 guys scoring double figures was huge, and so just overall, really pleased with how we played on the weekend.
And as you just mentioned, it felt like your team truly played together well. Everybody contributing while on the floor. Do you feel like that's the best basketball we've seen from your team yet?
Yes, I do. Like I said, the last month or so, even maybe longer than that, we played, I thought, some really good basketball, some solid basketball. We have some scoring lapses here or there that have hurt us at times. But overall, we've done some really nice things on the basketball court. I think defensively we've been solid. We've been getting better on the defensive glass. Again, still need to improve in that area. But we've been taking care of the basketball for the most part and playing better offensively. So if we can continue to improve, continue to get better, and again play with some more confidence, we still feel like our best basketball is out in front of us.
And now you take on the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. What are your thoughts on this one?
Super talented, right? They have been for a long time, and this year is no different. They're just loaded. Got one of, if not the best player in the state, and the Wassenaar kid, 6'4" junior, averaging 22 points a game, and can just score. He can just flat out score the basketball. He's so skilled. Has deep range. Has a mid-range game. Super versatile, getting to the basket. Can finish in multiple ways around the rim and can post up. So he's really good. The Nichols kid, the lefty shooter, but he's not just a shooter anymore. He's a senior now, and he's doing other things on the floor. They got the big Cooper Goodberry kid who's been out with an injury, so I'm not sure if he's going to play or not, but he's super talented. And then they got the 2 sophomores. Sophomore point guard, this Randy kid at 6'2", is super talented. Again, and already a really good player. He's going to be really good. And then the 6'9", big sophomore post player. So they got, and not even to mention their quote-unquote role players, which would be really good and focal players for a lot of other teams. So they got a lot of talent, and they score a lot of points. They're so good in transition. We're going to have to figure out a way to limit their transition game and, do some things, make it a half-court game to give ourselves a chance.
And you kind of mentioned what you need to do defensively. What would you like to see your team do offensively in this one?
Got to take care of the wall, right? Because, again, they're so good in transition. So that's first and foremost. And then number 2, we have to be able to run good offense so that we can have good shots. And, again, hopefully that will limit some of their transition opportunities, because if you're just coming down and taking quick, tough, contested shots, a lot of times that's the first pass and the other team's transition, especially against a team that's good in transition. So we have to be able to run good offense, and we have. Again, we've been running our stuff and running at a high rate, so if we can be disciplined enough to run our stuff and play together, we feel like we can get some good shots tonight.
As always, appreciate the time. Good luck in this one.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Again, that was head coach Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks. Coming up, the Bucks against the Chargers right here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Craving something boss-level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
And back to wrap up the Anytime Fitness Yankton pregame show, as it is about go time here on the floor. The Yankton Bucks against the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Again, Yankton was last in action against Rapid City Central in a victory of 69-57. The stats in that one, Beck Reichen led the way in scoring with 22 points. Again, 4 players with double-digit scoring in that game alone. Beck Reichen with 22 points, Abe O'Brien 16, Jackson Kudera with 15, and Owen Eisnes with 13. Rebounding the basketball, Jackson Kudera and Abe O'Brien both pulled in 7 apiece. Owen Eisnes with 5, and each with 2. Beck Reichen, Austin Conway, Miles Drotzman, and then we did see Ivan Hirschman with 1. With assists in the game, leading the way, Owen Eisnes and Jackson Kudera both had 3 assists apiece. 2 for Beck Reichen, 1 for Miles Drotzman. As they're getting right into the starting lineups here on the floor, thought we maybe would have some senior recognition, but right to the starters. So it's time for your starting lineups, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. For all your heating and cooling needs, it's Larry's Heating and Cooling, anytime, any day. We start with the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers, 15-1 on the year, coached by Mike Scouten. Sophomore forward at 6'5", it's number 3, Bryce Wassenaar. Sophomore center at 6'9", number 10, Ryan Dielman. Senior forward at 6'3", it's number 11, Kenyon Prinz. Senior guard at 6'1", number 24, Carson Nichols. And to round off the Chargers starting lineup, junior guard, 6'4", number 35, it's Brant Wassenaar. It's now time to meet your Bucks starting lineups, presented by Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
Beck Reichen, number 2, guard. Owen Eisnes, number 3, guard. Jackson Kudra, number 4, guard. Abel Bryan, number 5, forward. Austin Conway, number 52, center.
Those are your Bucks starting lineups for tonight, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. A quick correction for the Chargers. Number 2, Cooper Strandy, a sophomore guard at 6'1", starting, not sophomore forward Bryce Wassenaar. Bucks in their road red jersey and shorts trimmed out in white for the Chargers, an all-white jersey and shorts trimmed out in blue. Abe O'Brien on the opposite side of Ryan Dielman, the sophomore. About a half a foot height difference here in the center circle, as Ryan Dielman, 6 feet 9 inches tall, and he will win the tip. Our game officially underway. The Chargers will start with the basketball here to open this one. They move it right to left as you watch it on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Brant Wassenaar with it, works against Abe O'Brien. Conway pokes the ball free, but it stays here with the Chargers. They bounce it into Ryan Dielman. He spins, rises above, no good on the attempt, an offensive rebound and a dump off. No good on the short jumper there from Carson Nichols. Kudra gets the rebound, and Yankton with their first offensive set of the night and a chance for the first score of the game. Beck Reichen coming off a 22-point game. Hands it off to Owen Eidsness, right back to Reichen. Tries getting it down low to Jackson Kudra. Ball is nearly taken the other way. Austin Conway with some spacing down low, dishes it out. They swing it around. Jackson Kudra from downtown. Bang! Jackson Kudra, the first scorer of the night, and he's got a triple. Yankton on the board first. 3-0 they lead a minute into this one. Brant Wassenaar with it, drives to the lane, dumps it off. Another short look that's no good here for Canyon Prinz. Got his own rebound. His second attempt drops, and Coach Haynes not happy that his team has already given up a couple of offensive rebounds. Beck and the Bucks, back on offense. Owen Eidsness has it, takes a screen from Conway, finds some room at the elbow. That one rattled halfway down before popping back out. Chargers move it quickly on the other side, driving it baseline and scoring it there. Carson Nichols had a good head fake to get the defender in the air on that corner. And from there, an easy 2 points. Bucks with it. Kudra, all 3 of their points. Gets another look from downtown. Off the back iron, it goes to the hands of Cooper Strandy. Strandy sprints it down the floor, just straight up. Goes through all the Bucks defenders and scores it for 2 as the Chargers now have doubled up Yankton early on, 6-3 with 5:45 to go in our first quarter of action. Eidsness goes the opposite direction of a screen from Conway. His pass to Conway is taken away and going the other direction. The layup, no good. Canyon Prinz, you're not going to get a better look than that. And it goes the other way. Beck Reichen releases the triple. No good. Conway an offensive rebound. Abe O'Brien now tries from downtown and ties this one up. Abe O'Brien knocked us up at 6 apiece. 5:15 to play. Conway with an assist on both of those threes made. Cooper Strandy takes the screen, drives with it, gives it up. A good look. Dielman at the free throw line. Can't get the shot to drop. A good one early on here between the Bucks and Chargers, all tied up in our first 3 minutes. Kudra takes it, gets the screen from O'Brien up top. Conway. Now Beck Reichen with it, had some space and gives it up to Conway. Bumps down low, puts it off the glass and in. Yankton leads. 8-6 your score. Yankton on top. Just over 4.5 to go in our first quarter of action. Owen Eidsness got a little greedy there. Tried knocking the ball free from Canyon Prinz, and he'll be tagged with a foul. Yankton picks up their first foul of the quarter. Owen Eidsness, his first personal. It is the first foul in the game's entirety. So Chargers here to inbound it. They get it into Dielman. Thought about the jumper, decided against it. Now Carson Nichols dumps it off down low. Canyon Prinz works against Kudra and gets the positioning and scores it. Beck Reichen leisurely brings it across the timeline. Around the horn, the Bucks move it. Beck Reichen now with multiple defenders on him. Called for a travel, and Coach Haynes doesn't agree with the call. He's saying the defender had a hold of the basketball, which then should negate the travel, but it's not. His case won't be heard. A traveling violation for Yankton, and the Chargers offense back to work. Brant Wassner has it, takes a screen to the elbow, works against Conway. Drives it down low, fouled on the attempt, and free throws coming up for Sioux Falls Christian. The foul against Austin Conway, his first, personal, team second of the first quarter. Halfway through, we're tied up at 8 apiece. Brant Wassner a chance to break that tie, but misses the first of 2 free throws. Wassner at the charity stripe. A tie ball game, a chance to take the lead early in this game. Second one drops, and it's a 9-8 lead, Christian. Sioux Falls Christian, a 15-1 Class A team, arguably the best team in all of Class A. Jackson Kudera with it, drives it down low, spins, goes up with it, scores it. Jackson Kudera is as good as they come. He's up to 5 in this game. A couple of lead changes back and forth as this one has the makings to be a good one if we keep up at this pace. Brant Wassner has it, working against Abe O'Brien. Wassner drives it down low, pass goes out of bounds, Yankton takes over. Miles Drotzman will check in place of Abe O'Brien, the first sub in the game for either side. The Bucks, you just look at records and you see 4-11, but they are a 4-11 team that nobody wants to play right now. Back-to-back wins, playing their best basketball we've seen all year, and they've been competitive with everyone so far, minus Sioux Falls Lincoln. A back and forth, Conway spins it down low, looking for some space, loses the basketball. Going the other way, Brant Wassner, a 3-on-2, down low, Nichols drives it, scores it. With under 3 minutes to play, 11-10, Yankton behind Sioux Falls Christian. A bullet pass over to Eidsness, and right back to Kudera, now Reichen. A screen, Reichen drives with it, a high-up floater, fight for the rebound. Beck Reichen able to save it to the hands of Kudera. Kudera hands it off Eidsness, can't bury the triple. Beck Reichen this time with an offensive rebound. Yankton another look from downtown. Beck Reichen, his first game, score of the game for 3. Yankton up 2. It's 13-11. On the other side, Cooper Strandy works with it. Kind of an awkward look there as the ball batted free. Kudera had his hands on it, and a foul on Sioux Falls Christian. Kudera won't technically get the steal there, but he was the reason for that turnover, and then a foul on Canyon Prinz. No change for the Bucks here. And for the Chargers, Mitchell Hofer has checked in. We cross the 2-minute mark. Miles Drotzman with it. Gives it up, Owen Eidsness. Brings it to the top of the key, under 2 to play. Yankton up 2. Conway spinning down low, gives it up, Eidsness. Eidsness trying to get some space. The fade, yes! Owen Eidsness for 2. A 2-possession lead. The Bucks lead early. Eidsness nearly got the steal there from Dielman. Ryan able to hang on to it. The Chargers on offense. Cooper Strandy works against Beck Reichen. And now up top, Brant Wassner. Wassner takes a screen, settles for a midi jumper, and that's nothing but net. 80 seconds to play in our first quarter. 15-13, Yankton leads with the basketball. Eidsness has it. Has Brant Wassner all over him, takes the screen, drives it down low. Now Miles Drotzman had some room that closed quickly. Gives it up, Eidsness, a short jumper that drops. Yankton's offense doing its part right now. 17-13, Brant Wassner had a look and decided against it. On the far side, Mitchell Hofer from 3. No good. Jackson Kudera, his 4th rebound of the night. 7.5 separating shot and game clock in the first quarter. Bucks lead 17-13, a chance to extend that lead here. Around the horn they move it, and simply taken the other way, Cooper Strandy, a wide open layup. And now for the Bucks, 21 to play, no shot clock, and a chance to take the final attempt here to wrap up our first quarter. They already lead 2. A chance to widen that gap between them and Christian here to end the first. 7 to play here in the first quarter. Miles Drotzman got the defender in the air, goes for the jumper, no good. Rebounded for Christian. They won't get a shot off in time. And that will wrap up our first quarter. 17-15, the Bucks lead it on our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. We'll be back with a good one and the second quarter here in a minute on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Craving something boss level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
And back to the floor. It is 17-15. Yankton currently leads Sioux Falls Christian on our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. 8 minutes to play in the half. The Fox Stop at the corner of West City Limits Road and 30th Street, Yankton. A full-service convenience store with hot food, Godfather's Pizza, personal pizza, sandwiches, munchies, and beverages. Pay at the pump, gas and diesel fuel, firewood, and propane exchange. Bucks will open the second quarter with the basketball. Beck Reichen has it. He'll find Abe O'Brien at the elbow, hands it off. Jackson Kudera, some spacing, knocks in another triple. Jackson Kudera with 8 points to start the night. Bucks lead 5. It is their largest lead of the night. Strandy gives it down low to Ryan Dealman. A quick foul will be tagged on Abe O'Brien in the Bucks. Abe O'Brien picks up his first, personal team's first of the second quarter, only 26 seconds in, as checking out is Ryan Dealman. In his place will be Canyon Prince. Wassner works it down low over the top of Drotzman, just simply using his height advantage. Full court pressure now from the Chargers, and the Bucks look to break it. Jackson Kudera needs to get rid of it. Beck Reichen across court now to Eidsness. Yankton can set up their offense from here. Beck Reichen sets on a dead-on three, nothing but net. The Bucks are hot shooting the basketball early in this one. 23-17, they lead by 6. Down low with it, ball was poked free, hit the hardwood, out to Strandy it goes. His answer three, no good. Fight for the rebound, Abe O'Brien ends up with it. Right now, momentum favors Yankton. What a game to start here, as on paper, the Bucks clearly had a disadvantage, but right now, pass down low. It was intercepted by Brant Wassner. Maybe a break there for Yankton as it was taken away, but they'll be tagged with a foul. So one foul on each side here in the second quarter. Beck Reichen inbounding it here for the Bucks and just has to get it in to Owen Eidsness. Fresh shot clock here for Yankton as Eidsness brings it baseline, gets stuffed, and they bring it back out. Beck Reichen sets it up top, and they will reset their offense. Reichen picked up his dribble, now finds Kudera to Abe O'Brien back up top. Another chance to set up a play, 13 to shoot here for Yankton. Beck Reichen with it, drives it, mid-range jumper, high up, nothing but net. Beck Reichen and this team are hot to the touch. An 8-point lead as driving Carson Nichols. gives it up, gets it right back, spins it, gets into the lane with his left hand, finishes the job at the rim. 5:50 to play in the second quarter. Yankton leads 25-19, quick across the board as Abel Bryant's shot denied by Cooper Strandy, and Sioux Falls Christian takes it over. Yankton still a 6-point lead, but the Chargers an opportunity to get cut into that. Down low, Brant Wassner uses his size advantages, bullies Kudera, and scores 2. A mismatch, and Wassner knew it. Up ahead, Yankton did a nice job breaking the press as Beck Reichen will travel, hopped with it a couple times. Conway checks in and headed to the bench, Miles Drotzman. Right now, kind of feels like the Chargers building some momentum, but Yankton, again, what an impressive start to this one. Timeout called by Coach Haynes and the Bucks. It's a Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton, locally owned for 4 generations. Call them for water softening and purification, salt, reverse osmosis needs, and bottled water. That's Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
And out of the 30-second break, the Chargers with the basketball. 5:15 to play. Owen Isaac jumps the route, takes it the other way, scores it for 2. He is so good at just getting a hand on the basketball, puts his team back up 6, and out of the break, a quick score for Coach Haynes and his team. With it, Brant Wassner wants to drive it to the rack. He scores it with ease. Right now, he is single-handedly keeping the Chargers in this one. Full court pressure still here for Yankton to work against Abel Bryant. Steps it up to the line. His second 3 of the night drops. Yankton up to 30 points already to Sioux Falls Christian's 23. A 7-point lead for the Bucks here against arguably the best team in Class A. Brant Wassner is bumped by Abel Bryant. O'Brien will pick up his second personal in this one, and you got to feel for Abel Bryant. There's been a lot of contact down low, and now he's been called twice. A tough assignment as Brant Wassner kind of plays bully ball, 6'4", and just plays that older style basketball. A couple shoulder bumps, what we see kind of Conway do as well. Brant Wassner with it, works against Miles Drotzman, finds a man down low in Canyon Prinz. Right now, Yankton giving up a lot of points, but also scoring a lot of their own. Miles Drotzman gets through the 2 defenders up ahead. Kudera with it, bounces it over to Owen Eidsness, and now Yankton will set up their offense. Halfway through our second quarter, Bucks lead at 30-25. A handoff here to Owen Eidsness. They keep it beyond the perimeter. Beck Reichen thought about the 3, instead out to Kudera. Has all day to shoot it, yes! Beck Reichen, his first feed of the night. Jackson Kudera, 11 points, puts his team up 8. On the opposite side, Mitchell Hofer gives it up to Wassner. Wassner against Drotzman, gets doubled up, down low, moves it to Canyon Prince. Haynes wanted to travel, he's not going to get it. Right now, Yankton's defense not doing a whole lot to stop Sioux Falls Christian, as now a foul on the Chargers, but their offense lights out as they're pacing a 70-plus performance. This is a team that right now on the floor only scores 52 points per game. They're pacing for over 70. Ivan Hirschman has come in for the Bucks, along with Jackson Kudera, Beck Reichen, Austin Conway, and Miles Drotzman. Conway with it, gives it to Drotzman. Gets it down low, finds Kudera. Kudera scores again. The 3rd assist of the night already, Miles Drotzman coming off the bench. With it, Brant Wassner drives down low. Conway got a hand on it, but he's called for a foul. Right now, Yankton just can't seem to stop Brant Wassenaar. He was one of the players Coach Scouten told me to keep an eye on, and he certainly wasn't wrong here. First one drops, and a key note in this game is Sioux Falls Christian also has a senior forward at 6'4" in Cooper Goodberry, and he is out for this game. Next one drops as well as Sioux Falls Christian answers the 2 points the Bucks had on the other side. We cross the 3-minute mark in the first half here. 35-29 Bucks lead as we near our Vichay-Yankton halftime show. Beck Reichen thought about another 3 attempt. Decided against it, gives it to Drotzman. 15 yet to shoot as he'll take a screen and find himself doubled. Drotzman can't bring in the pass. Into the hands it goes of Canyon Prinz, and a takeaway for the Chargers defense. Yankton's defense needs some stops, and they won't get this one as Brant Wassenaar, a nice crossover there to find some spacing and score it. Hirschman gives it to Kudera. He decides he wants another 3, left it just a hair short. Half a step closer, he would have swished that one. Cooper Strandy drives it into the lane, gives it up. Ryan Dielman almost shot the 3. That would have made it a 1-point game if he made it and scored it. Ivan Hirschman picks up a foul against Brant Wassenaar. That is the 4th team foul on Yankton here in the second quarter. Any more, and that will find the Chargers in bonus for the remainder of the second. Hirschman his first personal, and it is Chargers basketball. They've closed the gap. It was 8, now 4. Down low, again wide open is Canyon Prinz. Prinz just has a knack for finding himself under the bucket with no defenders on him. It is a 1-possession game and a 2-point game. Eidsness with it, gives it up Kudera. He gives it to Beck Reichen, and Yankton looking for a score and a little bit of a drought here. Conway brings it down low and throws it up. Can't get that one to drop. Chargers rebounded, a chance to tie or possibly take the lead here with under 90 seconds to play. Carson Nichols wanted the lead, can't get it to fall. Reichen moves it down the floor quickly, stops it out to Kudera. Kudera drives it into the lane. He's fouled on the attempt, and he's got free throws coming up. Kudera already 13 points in the game, tied for the most along with Brant Wassenaar, and he can be the lone scoring leader if he makes a free throw here. Checking in for the Chargers will be Mitchell Hofer, as Kudera's first free throw is good. If you're tuned in on Classic Hits 106.3, if you'd like to watch this game live, it's Yankton streaming on YouTube. A good one throughout our first half here. Kudera's next, rattles around, bounces out. It remains a 1-possession game. Yankton a 3-point lead as we near the 1-minute mark in the first half. Cooper Strandy finds Hofer. Hofer gives it up to Wassenaar. Eidsness is all over him as he brings it out near the half-court line. Takes it the other direction from the screen, spins it down low, finishes the bucket and gets the foul. Owen Eidsness gets the foul, his second personal, and now the 5th on Yankton. Bonus for Sioux Falls Christian for the remainder of the first half. Sinks that free throw. We are tied up at 36 apiece. Yankton has led for a good amount of this game and looks to reclaim it. They led as much as 8 in this second quarter. Chargers have done a nice job getting right back in, splitting the defenders. Kudera drives to the lane, a layup, and he is just tearing it up tonight. 16 in the first half for him. About a second difference between shot and game clock. Chargers want to take the final shot and either tie it or take the lead entering the half. Bucks would love to be up 2 against as good of a team as Sioux Falls Christian. With it, Brant Wassenaar against Owen Eidsness. 14 to play. 10 to shoot. On the far side, corner 3, Carson Nichols, no good, an offensive rebound. That no good on the second attempt. Fight for it, and Hofer gets it. He's fouled on his attempt. And Mitchell Hofer heads to the free throw line, a chance to tie this one up. with 0.9 seconds to play in this one. Coach Haynes pleading his case, not sure if he thought it was out of bounds or a foul on Christian before this. That is the 6th foul on Yankton here of the quarters. First personal on Drotzman. Hofer rattles it to the bottom of the net. It's a 1-point difference. And his second of 2 falls, and we're tied up with 0.9 seconds to play. The inbound gets in. Beck Reichen just has to quick fire it from 3/4 of the court. We are all tied up 38-38 as we enter our Vichay Yankton halftime show. What a great game. We'll have your halftime stats in our chat with head coach Blake Savvy on the way on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Slumberland Furniture at 2401 Broadway in Yankton, home of Kirkland Furniture Groups, bedroom groups by Laguna, and dining sets by Tower and Catadel. They're also the only place to offer furniture by Flex Steel and the biggest selection of Lazy Boy in the area. The Mattress Gallery is full of the best brand name mattresses in the business, including the all-new Tempur-Pedic Active Breeze personalized climate-controlled mattress. Slumberland Furniture, dining, bedroom sets, and mattresses in Yankton.
Doctors Lane, Reed, and Cole Swatsky make up the SWAT Chiropractic team. Check out their new location at 2000 Summit Street, Yankton, South Dakota. At SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, they'll treat your neck and back pain, headaches and migraines, plantar fasciitis, sciatica, sports injuries, elbow, knee, rotator cuff, nerve injuries, and more. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy. Let them get you ready for wherever life leads you.
There's a whole new world out there. It's called the off-road, and it's waiting to be explored in a Polaris. So gear up to make every moment count with the Polaris off-road vehicle. The new Polaris models are now available at Stockman's Motorsports in Yankton. No matter the weather, get ready to tackle all the trails. With machines like these, your world just gets bigger. Stop in at Stockman's Motorsports today to learn more about the epic new Polaris off-road lineup.
Imagine working for a successful global business with customers in 140 countries. That's Vichay Intertechnology, a Fortune 1000 maker of electronic componentry. Now imagine a company of that size with that kind of stability and a caring family-like environment. Learn more about what you can do at Vichay by visiting VichayCareers.com. Vichay is an equal opportunity employer. Vichay, the DNA of tech.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
Now time for the Vichay Yankton Halftime Show. Vichay, define the world's future. Vichay electronic components bring to life the world's most important products. Products that touch lives everywhere, every day. Vichay, building the DNA of tech. Now, back to courtside for all the game trends, stats, and more.
And on our Vichay Yankton halftime show, what a game so far tonight. 38 apiece between the Yankton Bucks and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Chargers, again, arguably the best team in Class A, but the Bucks are giving them everything they can handle. Knotted up at the halfway point. It's now time for your halftime stats. Beck Reichen in this one, 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Owen Eidsness with 6 points and a steal. Jackson Kudera, 16 points, leads his team, is tied for the most in the game overall, and 4 rebounds. Abe O'Brien, 6 points, 1 rebound, and an assist. And Austin Conway, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Off the bench, we've seen Miles Drotzman with 3 assists, as well as Ivan Hirschman who has not recorded a stat yet here. As far as fouling goes, Eidsness with 2 fouls, Abe O'Brien with 2 fouls, Austin Conway with 2, and then Ivan Hirschman and Miles Drotzman each with 1 apiece. As during our Vichay Yankton halftime show, now joined by head coach Blake Savvy of the Yankton Gazelles. And coach, coming off a game against Sioux Falls Christian, a very good Chargers team. What did you see in this one here tonight?
I kind of thought it was a tale of 2 halves. I really liked how we attacked their press in the first half. Thought we did a good job defending Setzer in the post and making sure we had a front and back side on her, making those looks at least contested and tough. And I thought the ball was moving well, and we were attacking the paint in the first half and finding some looks from there. And, again, just being aggressive against their press gave us a lot of opportunities. And then in the second half, we just kind of we lost our confidence a little bit in attacking the press. That led to quite a few turnovers in the second half and gave them some easy buckets to kind of open up that lead. And then just struggled to have the confidence to shoot the ball a little bit in the second half. I thought the ones that we did take were good looks, but I think that there were a lot more shots that we left out there that we just didn't quite take.
As you kind of mentioned, that tale of 2 halves in the second half, Sioux Falls Christian really kind of taking over. Unfortunately, it was just too much here tonight. But what do you kind of say to the team during those stretches and runs to try and get that confidence back up?
Today's message was really just be us or just be you. And I thought that we did a good job of that in the first half, just running the court, defending hard, playing together. And then again, I think got kind of put back on our heels in the second half. And so as we go forward, we've got to go put some work in here in the next 2 days and get ourselves out of this rut a little bit. There's 4 more games on the schedule, all of them great games for us to go compete and go get. But we can't feel sorry for ourselves. Nobody else is going to. And so we've got to go get to work and get ourselves out of this rut a little bit.
And you kind of touch on those 4 remaining games. Your next opponent this Friday against the T-Area Titans. Your thoughts on that one?
They're a good team that has they've kind of been up and down a little bit throughout the season, but I thought, they've competed well in each game that they've been in. They've got some big wins on the year, and they're an athletic team that we're going to have to, again, be ready to defend and then keep the ball moving, and when we've got the open shot, we got to shoot it.
And then what's that final week of the regular season going to look like for you and the team? A lot of traveling.
Yeah, so Brookings Tuesday, and then out to, Douglas and Spearfish for Friday, Saturday to kind of finish that off. And so, again, a lot of big opportunities ahead for us. We got to be a confident team. We got to play fast, play together, and just, again, go back to who we are and trust that we're a good team and find that confidence again.
And it did look like Kelson Wells maybe fell and was a little slow to get up. Is she doing all right?
Yeah, she's good. She did a good job bouncing back in there, and I thought she did a good job on the post tonight.
Great to hear, and as always, appreciate the time, Coach. We'll chat with you before your game this Friday.
Awesome. Thank you.
Again, that was head coach Blake Savvy of the Yankton Gazelles here on our Vichay Yankton halftime show for the Bucks and the Chargers, currently tied up at the halfway point, 38-38, and it has just been a great game here tonight. The second half should not disappoint as we'll take a break here, close out our Vichay Yankton halftime show, and return on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
I knew I should have had those brakes checked.
At Graham Tire, it's all about safety. Tire mounting, balancing, wheel alignment, and shocks and struts and batteries, oil changes, and lube service. Graham Tire does these every day. And there's over an acre of tires. Graham Tire has them all, big and small. Tires for cars, trucks, campers, trailers, big rigs, and tracks. Honesty and integrity is a matter of pride since 1951. Graham Tire, Yankton.
Midwest Insurance Agency values family. Our agency has been family-run for over 60 years. We pride ourselves on excellent, knowledgeable customer service. This day and age, everyone is so eager to have an immediate response with a quote. But at Midwest Insurance, we take our time and evaluate your assets and make sure you are properly insured. We take those what-ifs very seriously. As we continue on our family business with hopes of our children, Brooke or Jet, taking over in the future, we will continue to be there for you always. Come be a part of our family. Midwest Insurance Agency, 3016 Piper Street, Yankton.
Welcome to JR's Oasis, your one-stop food and gas shop. Proud to serve Phillips 66 regular, premium, and diesel fuel. After fueling, go inside for slushies and shakes, ice cream cones, and now offering a full line of healthy, chilled items and snacks. JR's hot menu is great for breakfast, lunch, and supper, featuring the famous Hammer Breakfast Sandwich and fresh hand-patty burgers. Try the new Cafe Tango frozen coffees for that extra boost of deliciousness. JR's Oasis, East Highway 50, Yankton.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
From simple sniffles to complex health conditions, the primary care providers at Yankton Medical Clinic will not only see you for your annual visits, screenings, and preventative care, but also provides care for the entire family, from pediatrics to adults. With 4 clinic locations and 15 outreach locations throughout South Dakota and Nebraska, compassionate, quality medical care is closer than you think. For more information on providers, services, and locations, visit our website, yanktonmedicalclinic.com.
And as you hear the buzzer sounding to close out our Vacher Yankton halftime show, 38-38 your score. Bucks and Sioux Falls Christian all tied up here. 16 minutes of game time left here for tonight. You're going to want to keep it tuned here. This could be a good one down the line. Chargers will start with the basketball out of our break, and Yankton on defense. The Bucks have their original starters out on the floor of Beck Reichen, Owen Eidsness, Austin Conway, Abe O'Brien, and Jackson Kudera. It was a hot first half on offense for Yankton. Only unfortunate part is it was also a hot half for Sioux Falls Christian, who starts with it. They'll open the second half with it, moving left to right as you watch it on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Brant Wassner with it, has it against Abe O'Brien. Thought about the step back, gives it up to Ryan Dealin. He just decides to shoot it over the top of Conway. Off the front iron it goes, and Yankton, their first offensive possession here of our second half. Jackson Kudera has it. Finds Conway at the top of the key. A lot of ball movement early on this possession. Chargers with an aggressive defense here and a man-to-man. Conway bounces it out. Gets it to Beck Reich and got his defender in the air. Now out to Kudera. 8 to shoot here for Yankton. Conway down low, wraps around, and gets it into Eidsness. The awkward jumper falls for Owen Eidsness. Conway his third assist of the night. Yankton claims the first lead of our second half, a minute into the third quarter. Nichols with it, gives it up to Dealin. Beck Reich and knocks it out of bounds. It stays with the Chargers. The seed points, should Yankton come out with a win tonight, would help a ton in their Sodak 16 game. Cooper Strandy gets it. Now Brant Wassner again against Abe O'Brien. Takes a screen, steps up to the free throw line, and he's automatic. He knocks it in. It's tied back up, 40 apiece. Doesn't matter if he's working down low or that mid-range jumper. It's dropping when he takes it. Kudera will find Abe O'Brien. They spin there from Kudera to Beck Reichen, pump faking, now driving it down low, drives it into the lane off of the hands of Conway, and it looks like it touched maybe Canyon Prinz of the Chargers. Yankton 13 to shoot yet on this offensive set. Heidsness just sprints to help out Beck Reichen as now a big contact. Kudera from downtown, no good. Conway, the offensive rebound, keeps it alive. Yankton, another opportunity. Beck Reichen from three. Owen Heidsness, the feed. Austin Conway, a huge offensive rebound. 43-40, 2 minutes in as the ball was stripped out. It ended up in the hands of Heidsness, but it will be a foul on Yankton. Beck Reichen picks up his first personal. And as I was trying to spit out here on the other side, a lot of contact on a screen that found one of the Chargers on the ground, hitting the deck hard. Wassner for the tie. It swished on in. He cannot miss tonight. 43-43 with 5:40 to play in the third quarter. Kudera has it, gives it up to Abe O'Brien. Back up top, they move it. Kudera stutter steps and an offensive foul on Conway, and the Bucks turns it over. Austin Conway with personal foul number 3, and the Bucks second here in our third quarter. Coach Haynes a little distraught with that one. Bringing the ball down the floor here for the Chargers, Carson Nichols as Miles Drotzman heads to the scorer's table. Cooper Strandy will give it up to Prinz and get it right back. Now Wassner, who has the last 5 for the Chargers, make it the last 7. He is up to 23 points, and again, he is single-handedly the reason the Chargers are in this one. They now lead 2. Yankton trails by 2 for the first time in, well, pretty much since early second quarter. A screen here for Conway. Now Beck Reichen on the far side, a few steps beyond the three-point line. Wide open off the spin as Austin Conway ties this back up. Timeout for Coach Haynes of the Bucks. And, well, I don't know if Coach Haynes called the timeout, but the official is letting him hear it. It's a Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton Water Break, and the timeout was Coach Haynes and the Bucks. We'll return in a minute here.
If you're into hunting, fishing, towing, or just want to blaze the trail, All Seasons has ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and scooters from quality brands like Honda, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Needing watercraft? All Seasons has a large selection of quality boats and wave runners, and we take pride in service after the sale. We have friendly certified technicians that will winterize, summarize, diagnose, and repair your power sports equipment. In business for over 20 years for good reasons. We're All Seasons, Power Sports and Marine in Yankton.
Do you like to read? I love to read. So does Rabin Books, your unique bookstore in Yankton, where you'll find thousands of books from brand new to gently used oldies but goodies, all at unbeatable prices. Trade in your old favorites for credit and be able to explore something new. Whether you're a casual reader or a bookworm, Rabin Books is your next chapter, located at 804 Bill Baggs Road. Rabin Books, where every book finds a home.
And we are still tied up here, 45-45, with under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter here. The Bucks are truly playing well here tonight against Sioux Falls Christian. .452 in the third, and full court pressure now for the Bucks. Chargers inbounded, and the Bucks will back off. Cooper Strandy has it. Now to Carson Nichols. Up top. Down low, they try to go with it. Heidsness got a hand on it. Steal will be credited to Beck Reichen, but that play made by Owen Heidsness. Down low, Kudera is going to travel. His shot didn't drop, so doesn't hurt as much. A violation here by Yankton's offense. But again, on the other end, Owen Eidsness got a hand on it, had to save it from going out of bounds, ended up with Beck Reichen, who will get the steal. One of the perks of being in the right place at the right time, but you got to know where to be as well. Down low, the pass taken away. Jackson Kudera, his first steal of the night. He'll hand it off. Beck Reichen and the Bucks on offense a chance to reclaim the lead. O'Brien will give it up to Drotzman at the top of the key as Beck Reichen has Cooper Strandy all over him. Yankton wants a foul. Abe O'Brien, his third three, drops! Abe O'Brien gets another one to fall. Yankton back on top, 48-45. Cooper Strandy hands it off Carson Nichols. He works against Eidsness trying to drive, and now a foul on Yankton. Coach Haynes might come unglued as he didn't get a foul on the other side. And are they gonna say Conway had the foul? It looks like they're calling Conway for a foul. And must have been an off-ball foul that I didn't see. As the scoreboard hasn't changed who the foul was called on. Eidsness checked out. Ivan Hirschman. Now, Eidsness did take to the bench, but still wondering who the foul was on. And now Coach Haynes is asking who the foul was on. I think they called it on Conway. I saw 5-2. I saw 52, but I'm pretty confident it should be on Eidsness, but the signal was 52. And now it does show Owen Eidsness, so he's got his third personal and will sit on the bench. And the Bucks are happy it's not on Conway. Step back three. Brant Wassner off the back iron. He finally misses, but Prinz the offensive board and brings it back within one. Beck Reichen has it. Fires it to Drotzman. 3.5 to play in the third. Yankton leads by 1. Carson Nichols called for the foul, and you got to feel like that one was given to the Bucks because Coach Haynes has absolutely been in the ears of the officials. As we've got 5 fouls on Yankton in this quarter, only 1 now on Sioux Falls Christian. As a coach, you are never going to be happy with that. Whether they were deserved or not, you just feel like, hey, we want some fouls. Ivan Hirschman with it, has some room, baseline. He's fouled on his attempt. Free throws coming up. So Hirschman heads to the line as Canyon Prinz will pick up a foul. His third personal. He's one of 3 players in this game with 3 fouls, along with Owen Eidsness and Austin Conway, who both sit on the bench right now for Yankton. Hirschman gets the first to go. Puts his team back up 2. Hirschman, the next of 2, left it short. Yankton's lead stays at 2. 49-47 on the Fox stop of Yankton's scoreboard for the Bucks. Brant Wassner with it. He finally missed a shot in his last attempt. Drives to the score. He's knotted it up at 49 apiece. He's up to 25 points in tonight's game. No one really near him is Jackson Kudera, the next leading scorer with 16. As the ball tipped and goes back court, Yankton recovers nicely with it. Kudera into the lane, feeds it out. Abe O'Brien misses that three-pointer as he's already got 3 tonight. On the other side, Brant Wassner, an awkward jumper, rattles out. Miles Drotzman brings it in. Yankton avoids finding themselves in a deficit. 2.5 to play in the third, still tied up, 49 apiece. That pass intercepted. Brant Wassner brings it the other way, and an easy layup. Chargers find themselves up 2 late in the third. That is one Kudera would like back. They had a chance to take the lead. Instead, the Chargers take over. Beck Reichen drives to the lane. He's fouled. And now maybe had an extra step, but that extra step was caused because of the foul, so he's got free throws coming up. Now 3 fouls against the Chargers in the quarter, and the first to go against Ryan Dielman. And that's kind of an odd foul, the 6'9" player working against the 5'10" Beck Reichen. You feel like you just got to put your hands up. Reichen, first of 2 free throws is good. He's up to 12. 2 Bucks have scored in double digits. Both Owen Eisnes and Abe O'Brien nearing the 10-point mark. Owen with 8, O'Brien 9. Riken ties it up, 51 apiece, going 2 for 2 at the line. 10 minutes to play in the game total, 2 to play here in the third quarter. Carson Nichols has it. He'll give it to Cooper Strandy. Strandy to Mitchell Hofer. Brant Wasner with it. The Bucks do not want to see him with it as Drotzman puts him to the ground. It'll be a foul on Miles. That is now 6 on Yankton in the quarter. Drotzman has picked up his second personal. Brant Wasner, who's at 27 points, can near 30, swishes in the first one. It has been a crazy game here tonight. A lot of offense. Wasner gets his 29th point, and his team leads 53-51. Yankton is not trailed by much at all in this one here tonight. Cross, they move it. Drotzman on the near side corner. Now Kudera finds Ivan Hirschman. An open look from 3 off the front iron. Had a great look, and that one looked good from here, but doesn't drop. Chargers a chance to get a 2-possession lead. They have not had that since maybe even the first quarter. Ryan Dealin down low, working it on Abe O'Brien. Goes up and off. Bounces around a few times, doesn't drop. Beck Reichen the rebound. 65 seconds to go in the third quarter. Beck Reichen sprints it down the floor, floats it high up. He's got more free throws coming up. We've got double-digit fouls combined in this one between the two teams. Reichen his second trip to the line. Off of his 22-point performance, that was one of the things he did well, or I should say best, was getting to the free throw line. First of 2 is good. His team trailing 1, another chance to tie it up here late in the third quarter with 61 seconds to play. Reichen's next, does drop. He's now 4 of 4 at the stripe. We cross the minute mark in the third quarter. Things heating up as we come down to our final stretch here on the floor. Strandy has it, works against Beck Reichen. That's number 2 against number 2. Hofer up top 2. Brant Wasner, who is 1 point shy of a 30-piece tonight. He's got Drotzman out him. Down low, they go to Dealin, out of bounds. Last touched by Sioux Falls Christian. 0.2 second difference between shot and game clock. Eidsness and Conway check in for Yankton. They can take the final shot here of the third quarter. And if they've got a lead heading into the fourth quarter, certainly a chance in this one. The Bucks will slowly bring the ball down the floor. Sioux Falls Christian has only lost 1 game this season. Beck Reichen has it and looking for anybody. Slips around Wasner, gets it to the free throw line. Owen Eidsness wide open from 3. No. Fight for the rebound. Wasner brings it in. And another foul on Yankton. Jackson Kudera will pick it up. It's only his first of the game. That is number 7 now on Yankton of the quarter. Free throws coming up for Brant Wasner with 13 seconds now to go in the third quarter. He's up to 30 after the first one goes in. So Yankton will, more likely than not, get another opportunity on offense. Wasner goes 2 for 2, and Yankton had a great look with Owen Eidsness. That corner 3 is normally automatic for him. Beck Reichen has it. 5 to shoot here into the lane. The floater ties it back up. Beck Reichen, what a big third quarter. We are still tied up as we enter our final 8 minutes of this one. Fourth quarter on the way. Yankton Bucks basketball on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Weather around here gets pretty crazy. Are you sure the weather hasn't caused damage to your roof? Let Justice at H&H Roofing in Yankton take any roof damage worries away. He'll come and inspect your roof. Even if you've had an inspection, get a second opinion or re-inspection for your peace of mind. H&H Roofing has built their reputation on working to satisfy homeowners for years. Family owned and operated. H&H Roofing is bonded and insured. Contact Justice today.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet, featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
And back to the floor. 24 minutes in, neither team with the advantage. 8 minutes to go. Yankton tied up with Sioux Falls Christian. They'll start with the basketball here in the fourth quarter. As I said before the game, don't look at the records too deeply. Coach Haynes will have his team ready to roll. Even though maybe what I said about not letting Sioux Falls Christian put up 70 might not be right. But Yankton is certainly in this one. On offense, Abe O'Brien dribbled for a little while. It's stripped away. Wasner takes it the other way. He wants to throw it down, and the one-handed flush has his team on top. And with energy here, and Beck Reichen will have to tie his shoe. What an exclamation point from Brant Wasner, who's already over 30 points tonight. Doing everything he can to give his team the lead. It has just been an unreal performance as now Cooper Strandy picks up a really quick foul. 24 seconds into our fourth quarter. Inbound gets in. Bucks back to work on offense. 30 seconds into the fourth quarter, they trail 57-55. Abe O'Brien nearly has it picked away as Abe O'Brien is now going to be fouled. Thought maybe he was going to get that initial contact called, but gets it on the second time around. Foul goes against Ryan Dielman. Now this could be important. 2 fouls already on Sioux Falls Christian in the fourth quarter. If they get to bonus free throws, that could greatly benefit Yankton here late in this one. Conway with it, hands it off. Kudera drives it baseline, has it poked free, and he's fouled. Now 3 fouls on Sioux Falls Christian. This is huge. If Yankton can get into the bonus with lots of time left, well, that could mean trouble for Sioux Falls Christian. Brant Wasner picked up his second. Beck Reichen has some space. High arcing floater. Yes! Beck Reichen has come to life here in this second half. He's 19 points into this one. Into the corner, Mitchell Hofer, a dead-on 3. The line drive puts his team up 3. The Chargers have not led by more than 2 until now since earlier in the first half. 60-57, Bucks with the basketball. Owen Eidsness with it, drives it baseline, goes up with it, no good. Fought for his own rebound, it's now a fast break. Sioux Falls Christian with it, and scoring it, Wasner. He has been unstoppable tonight. 62-57, Chargers with all the momentum. Coach Haynes calls the timeout. A 60-second Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. When we return, Bucks trail 62-57 in a great game.
Do you realize what your Yankton Hy-Vee has to offer? Aisles online, delivery, catering, fresh floral and bakery departments, pharmacy with drive-up and online prescription refills, Hy-Vee Health Market, dietitian service, fresh seafood department, U.S. Postal Substation, take and bake for breakfast, and family meal deals. Yes, all that and more is at your Yankton Hy-Vee, located on the corner of 21st Street and Broadway Avenue in Yankton.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy. And convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 212 Walnut.
The Bucks trail 5 with 6.5 to play. It's certainly enough time for the Yankton Bucks to come back. 62-57 to play in this one. Yankton with the basketball out of the timeout called by Coach Haynes. I'm Zach Spear. Thanks for tuning in. It has been a good one here tonight. Abe O'Brien with it. He's knocked down 3 triples tonight already. Now Eidsness moves it to the free throw line, picks up his dribble, and maybe a little bailout by Beck Reichen, who hops down, gives it to Abe O'Brien, drives with it to the lane, count it! Abe O'Brien gets his 11th points, and he's got a foul. That is foul number 4 on Sioux Falls Christian as we watch the replay, brought to you by Yankton Winnelson. Second generation, family owned, and supporting the local community, including Yankton Athletics since 1981. That is how you get your team right back into this one. Abe O'Brien up to 11 points. And the free throw drops. It is a 2-point deficit. Late to check in now, Ryan Dielman for Sioux Falls Christian. With it, the Chargers in a 2-point lead. Under 6 minutes to go here tonight, barring extra minutes. Carson Nichols with it. Will give it up to Brant Wassner. Down low, the pass tipped by Owen Eidsness. Mitchell Hofer tried saving it. He was out of bounds. Yankton takes over. He did not need to try and save that one, but Yankton will take it. 62-60. Yankton a chance to tie or further lead here. That's what you love to see out of the break. Not really panicking, just going back to work on offense. Abe O'Brien on the near side, corner 3, tries bringing it baseline, goes up with it, no good on the shot attempt. Had he been fouled, it would have been free throws, whether shooting or not, as the Chargers are 1 foul away from putting Yankton into the bonus. Carson Nichols back out to Wassner. He's got Drotzman standing a couple feet. Way downtown, off the front iron it goes. Beck Reichen pulls it in. Up ahead, Drotzman. Drotzman dribbles it back up to the top of the key, finds Abe O'Brien, wanted the 3 instead, pump fakes, drives with it, can't score, fight for the rebound. Ryan Dielman pulls it in at 6'9". It's hard to get an offensive rebound with him down low. Basketball's on the ground. Chargers taking their time here. You gotta wonder, they didn't start the time. Brant Wassner wants another one, can't get it. Eidsness fights for the rebound. Ryan Dielman is fouled. Carson Nichols got a hand on it. Eidsness went up with one hand. Looked like it was knocked free. Foul on Beck Reichen, his second personal. Team's first, though, of the fourth quarter. 4:40 to play, 62-60. Sioux Falls Christian leads this one. Cooper Strandy gets it into Mitchell Hofer. Hofer up top. Brant Wassner, who hopefully has cooled down. His pass goes out of bounds. Carson Nichols just not tall enough to bring that one in. Just a little high on the pass. Yankton gets a defensive stop. Kudera gets it into Beck Reichen, and the pressure will soften up from Strandy as he just trots back to defense. Abe O'Brien with it, gives it to Owen Eidsness. Now into the corner, Miles Drotzman drives with it, bounces it out. Abe O'Brien on the drive, spins in the lane, lots of contact, but no foul going to be called here. 4:15 to go, still a 2-point game with the Chargers on top. Brant Wassner takes a screen, drives into it, and a foul on Yankton. I think that one's on Miles Drotzman. And that will be Drotzman's third foul of the night. No Bucks have 4 fouls, so really with just over 4 minutes to play, not a huge concern, so to say. Inbound gets into Ryan Dealin, and Beck Reichen will pick up his third immediately. That is foul number 3 on Yankton now in the quarter. Now, we mentioned the 4 fouls on the Chargers earlier. They've done a nice job of keeping it clean since, but no fouls to give for them. Inbound to Cooper Strandy. Beck Reichen chases him all the way down the floor. Hofer will give it up to Strandy. Strandy tries the crossover. Down low, moves it. Brant Wassner. Wassner over the top. No good on the attempt. Eidsness brings in the rebound. That is Owen Eidsness' first rebound here of the night. Couldn't have come at a bigger time, and now Jackson Kudera called for the travel. Hard to disagree on that one. Saw a lot of opening in the lane and took off. So a violation. Yankton's offense has cooled down. Really, both offenses have. Who's going to end up scoring more? 3.5 to play. 62-60. Yankton trails. Wassner, another attempt. He's fouled. Eidsness went up for the rebound. Brant Wassner the foul, and that should be free throws for Yankton because they're in the bonus. Brant Wassner maybe a little upset he didn't get a foul call on the shot and hits Eidsness hard. Owen a chance to tie it up here with 3.5 to play. Yankton will be in bonus for the remainder of the fourth quarter. That is big news for Yankton. Owen knocks in the first of 2. He's up to 9 points. Yankton needs the second one here. Eidsness for the tie, no good. It remains a 1-point game, 62-61. And now a timeout, the first called on the opposite side for Sioux Falls Christian. Coach Scouten wants to talk things over. We'll see. It is a full timeout. We'll take it when we return. It's a 1-point game here.
Looking to buy a home or maybe sell? Trust the name that puts you first. America's Best Realty. From your first showing to the final signature, their expert agents guide you every step of the way. Fast closings, top market value, and real service you can count on. Your dream home, they will find it. Selling fast, they will make it happen. Call America's Best Realty at 605-260-1600. America's Best Realty, because you deserve the best.
Looking for a photo that actually looks like you, but better? At Meridian Photo, we specialize in capturing personality, not just poses. Whether it's headshots, high school seniors, family sessions, or team and individual sports photos, we'll make you look like a legend. We've just landed in the Meridian District of Yankton. Book your session today at meridian-photo.com or give us a call at 605-655-4598. Meridian Photo. Be you. You deserve it.
Back to the floor, 3:21 to play here. 62-61. The Chargers lead the Yankton Bucks with the basketball here. What a performance for Coach Haynes and his team so far tonight. They get it in to Mitchell Hofer. Down low, Brant Wassner. Wassner going to be fouled, and Coach Haynes can't believe it. Not really sure who the foul is. It's on Conway. Conway is now up to 4 personal here, and Brant Wassner yet again at the free throw line. He's done a nice job drawing contact, and just such a good player, it's hard to avoid sending him to the line. His first of 2 is good. Yankton hoping for a miss to keep it a 2-point difference. He is up to 36 points tonight. He has done everything he can do to will his team to a victory. And the next, nothing but net. I don't think he's missed from the line in a number of attempts. It's a 3-point game here. Yankton trails 64-61. Abel Bryant gets it down low. Conway, he's fouled and headed to the free throw line. Austin Conway with a pair of free throws. The foul on Mitchell Hofer. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of free throws in the final 3 minutes here tonight. Hofer, that's only his first personal, not a big deal. Conway misses the first of 2 off the left side of the iron. Checking in is Ryan Dealman for the Chargers. As of right now, no change for the Bucks, but it looks like Drotzman probably coming in for Conway. Conway banks it in, and hey, banks open late on a Tuesday night. Drotzman does come in, and Conway will head to the bench with 4 fouls. Yankton will put on a full court press here for Sioux Falls Christian. They get it in, Carson Nichols, and Yankton will retreat on defense. We've crossed the 3-minute mark here tonight. Nichols gives it to Strandy. He brings it up to the perimeter, takes a screen. Gets stopped back out, Brant Wassner. Yankton wants the ball in anyone's hands but him. Eisnes got his hands on it, ball's on the ground, and they're gonna say Wassner had position and a timeout for Coach Scouten. The Yankton crowd is not gonna like that one, so it will stay with Sioux Falls Christian because Coach Scouten got the timeout called. Wassner is taking some time to get up. It is a 30-second break. We'll be back in a moment.
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team specializing in all things heating and cooling, as well as heat and glow gas, wood, and electric fireplaces, humidifiers and dehumidifiers, and all styles of ductless mini-split systems. Whether you are building or remodeling, our team of innovative experts will get you the correct equipment and indoor air quality accessories you need for your home or business. Remember, Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team for all things heating and cooling for the past 77 years. Go Bucks and Gazelles.
And Mike Scouten able to get the timeout called just in time before his team gave up the basketball. Owen Eisnes got his hands on it. And he's just, every time someone's getting a hand on it for the Bucks, it feels like it's Owen Eisnes. Nearly a takeaway for Yankton. Instead, the Chargers remain with it. Strandy has it. Ball's knocked on the floor. Late whistle. And now free throws coming up. Bonus free throws for the Chargers. Bonus for both teams the remainder of the game. Drotzman picks up his 4th. Cooper Strandy headed to the free throw line. A chance to put his team up 2 possessions. Knocks the first one in. His team leads 3. A huge free throw here. Yankton hoping for a miss. They get it. Eisnes pulls it in. It remains a 1-possession game. Yankton trails by 3 late in the game. Beck Reichen pump fakes the triple. Takes the screen, moves it around. Kudera for the tie. Yes! Jackson Kudera from downtown. His team's tied back up. It is 65-65, 2:10 to play. Strandy gives it up down low. With it, a foul on Sioux Falls Christian. At first, I thought Kudera picked up the foul. Instead, Yankton takes over with 2:04 to play in the 4th quarter, tied up. Yankton a chance to take the lead within the final 2 minutes here. Kudera with the huge triple to tie it up, drives to the lane, finishes the job! Jackson Kudera puts his team on top. Bucks lead 67-65, 1:45 to play here. Carson Nichols with Miles Drotzman all over him. Drives it baseline, and the foul was called before. And I think more free throws for Sioux Falls Christian. Did Miles Drotzman just foul out? I think he did, and he's headed to the bench. He's out of this game. So Drotzman heads to the bench, and he is officially done for the night. Conway, who has 4 fouls, 1 away from fouling out. What a performance. Jackson Kudera, 5 straight points to give his team the lead. Now with 100 seconds to play against a 1-loss Sioux Falls Christian team. Carson Nichols buries the first. What a game tonight. Who could have seen this one coming? 12 fouls already in the 4th quarter combined. Nichols gets both. His team leads. Yankton on offense. They need points here. You do not want to give it up to Sioux Falls Christian without having the lead. Abel Bryan with it at the elbow. Gets down low, puts it up, no good. Beck Reichen gets his hands on it, and they're going to call a foul, not a jump ball. The Yankton crowd is letting the boos fly here tonight as Reichen has picked up his 4th, his team's 7th. Coach Haynes doing a nice enough job of not getting himself kicked out. I mean, Chris is beside himself right now, cannot believe it. So Brant Wassner heads to the free throw line off of the foul, gets the first to drop, his team leads 1. Yankton feels they had a jump ball. The officials felt differently. Wassner gets both, and another timeout for Coach Scouten and a 60-second Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. When we return, 69-67, Sioux Falls Christian in the lead over the Yankton Bucks.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers 2 menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
What does FloorTech do? When disaster strikes, water damage, mold growth, or fire cleanup, call the team you can trust. FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration. They respond fast to protect your home or business and restore it the right way with honesty, integrity, and top-notch service. Their crews proudly serve Southeast South Dakota and Northeast Nebraska, including Yankton, Mitchell, Norfolk, and Sioux Falls. For 24/7 emergency service, call 800-507-1822. If your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech or visit them at floortechrestoration.com.
This is one of the best games of the season, if not the best. 69-67, Sioux Falls Christian leads Yankton. Bucks with the basketball. And Yankton could either tie or take the lead here with 82 seconds to go in our 4th quarter. They get the inbound into Beck Reichen. Yankton on offense in a 2-point deficit. Kudera has scored their last 5. Eidsness fakes the 3 to Kudera. Off the back iron it goes. Fight for the rebound. Owen Eidsness has it. He's fouled. Owen Eidsness pulls in the rebound, gets fouled. Free throws coming up for him for a chance at the lead. Who's the foul on this time? We are up to 14 4th quarter fouls between these two teams. Eidsness misses the first of 2. That was an absolute must-have for Yankton. The Bucks need free throws to drop as Eidsness knocks in the second one, and it's back to a 1-point difference. Checking in, Mitchell Hofer. To the bench, Kenyon Prinz. Full court pressure here from Yankton. They get it into Ryan Dielman. We cross the 1-minute mark at 69-68. Yankton trails 1 on defense. With it, Brant Wassner. He has Eidsness on him. Owen Eidsness has 3 fouls, 1 to give where he wouldn't be out. And a drive, and they'll say no shot, but a foul on the floor. So headed to the free throw line is Wassner, but he will not get the shot. The foul's on Abe O'Brien, his 3rd personal, and Wassner has been perfect at the charity stripe. He is the last person you want to see shooting these free throws, 1 point away from a 40-point performance. And as he's been all night, automatic from the line. Coach Haynes will now call a timeout. We figured we'd have a lot of breaks here. The Bucks with a timeout here, and it is another Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. Back and forth this game has gone, They just don't make them much better than this one. It is 72, I was just looking at the score here they had. It is 70-68, as not sure what they were doing on the scoreboard, but 70-68 the score. Bucks trail 2. When we return, Wassner, one more free throw attempt.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. I carry Tribal, Lulu Bee, Ethel, Southern Lady, and Old Ranch. I have other brands too. The nursery has everything you need for babies. Copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, bag sleepers, and baptism. Toddler clothing, boys and girls Under Armour to size 7, toys, little golden books, and other unique kids' toys. Linda's Angel Crossing, 1101 Broadway in Yankton.
The buzzer sounds, and we are back in action here on the floor. 48.2 seconds to play, 70-68. The Bucks trailing Sioux Falls Christian. Brant Wassner at the free throw line. He's got a 40-piece in the works already. This free throw would put his team up 3. Still a one-possession game should he make it. It's good, and Yankton trails 3. They need a bucket. They don't necessarily need a 3 here. We'll see what they go to. Abe O'Brien with it. Ball in his hands, takes a few dribbles, drives with it. Spins it out. Beck Reichen gets a good look from 3 off the front iron. It goes. Austin Conway was coming in for the offensive rebound. He's fouled out of this game now. Coach Haynes not happy at all with the ref, and Austin Conway's out of this one too. 2 of the Bucks have now fouled out. It is their 9th foul of the 4th quarter. Conway and Miles Drotzman both out of this one, and that will force Haynes to put in Grady Walder in Conway's place. Cooper Strandy heads to the free throw line, and now it's looking like desperation time for Yankton, unfortunately. Strandy's first of 2 misses. Yankton needs one more miss to keep it a one-possession game. They're just thankful it's not Wassner at the line. Strandy, his next attempt for a 2-possession game is a swish. Yankton absolutely needs points and then a foul on the defensive side. 25 seconds to play here. They give it up. Kudera. Kudera loses the basketball. Ball's on the floor. Brant Wassner takes it the other direction. He's fouled before the shot. Beck Reichen is now fouled out of this game. I've got him down for 5 fouls. Coach Haynes wants the explanation for why he didn't get a foul called on Kudera there. And that is the 3rd Yankton Buck to foul out of tonight's game, and unfortunately, that probably is going to spell the end of this one here tonight. Ivan Hirschman will now head to the scorer's table as Beck Reichen is getting taken out. A round of applause for Reichen, who had a great game here tonight, did everything he could to try and keep his team in it. Wassner at the free throw line. He's up to 42 after that next make. Jackson Kudera is probably going to be the one shooting the basketball here for Yankton, but we'll see if Sioux Falls Christian gives him any opportunity. Next free throw, no good. Dealman misses the offensive board, and Mitchell Hofer pulled in the rebound. A timeout called by Coach Scouten. A 14-second game, 73-68. Bucks trail by 5, and this will be our final timeout here of the game. And well, now I think they're going to say Coach Haynes called it on the scoreboard. Or no, excuse me, it was Scouten. We will take just a 30-second break. When we return, the final 14 seconds of this one.
Yankton Rexall in the Meridian District, Yankton, for all your gifts and decor needs. It's the only place in town to find both Hallmark ornaments and cards for any occasion. They also have Willow Tree and Precious Moments collectibles, the perfect anniversary and wedding gifts, nativity scenes, Watkins products, and single Abdallah chocolates. The Yankton Rexall Pharmacy for all your prescription needs. Yankton Rexall at the corner of 3rd and Douglas, downtown Yankton.
Back to the floor. The Bucks are going to need a miracle here tonight. The Yankton crowd letting the officials hear it. I'd hate to be the officials in this one. It's a tough job, and no matter what you do, you feel like you're probably going to get yelled at by one side or the other. 14 seconds to play. Sioux Falls Christian with the basketball. The timeout was from Coach Scouten, and Yankton really is going to need probably a steal and a quick triple to even stay alive in this one. As they'll now fix it. Both coaches with the timeout in their pocket. On the floor, it showed none for Coach Scouten and the Chargers, but they do have one. Inbound gets in. Mitchell Hofer and Jackson Cooter is going to foul him. Cooter, that's only his second personal. He has no foul trouble, and Mitchell Hofer now to the line. His team leads 5. If he makes both, it's a 3-possession game, barring an and 1-3 on the other side. He misses the first of 2. The next one does drop, so it does stay a 2-possession game. Yankton needs to move quickly. They get it into Abel Bryan, brings it down the floor, loses the basketball into the hands of Ivan Hirschman, as he'll just be forced to take the 3. It's good! Ivan Hirschman just barely has kept his team alive in this one. 74-71, 2 seconds. Yankton's going to need a steal and a 3 or a foul and 2 missed free throws coming up here. We'll see if they can do that. I mean, they almost need a miracle. If they had just made it with about 7 more seconds, you feel like they've got a way better chance. Ivan Hirschman drills it. 74-71. Yankton trails here tonight. Ivan Hirschman, what a big triple for someone who's really not had a lot of minutes on the varsity floor this season. Timeout was called by Coach Haynes. Another Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. After this game, we'll have our First Dakota National Bank post-game show and our hot hands of the game brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton, as well as your full game stats, other area games, and our chat with Coach Haynes. That's all on the way. 1.9 seconds to go here. Yankton trails 74-71. Chargers with the basketball. Yankton almost needs a steal. On the inbound, they full court it, and Ivan Hirschman, the steal, he's fouled. Are they not going to call a foul there? They will. Okay, I was going to say that had to be a foul. Ivan Hirschman could be the savior of this game. We'll see how much time. If Ivan Hirschman makes the first free throw, he's going to have to hit it off the rim, and Yankton's going to need a putback. They need this first one. We'll see who the foul's on. It is on Carson Nichols. And the final timeout of the game called here by Coach Scouten. It's a 30-second break in our final of the game.
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District. Through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
Quite a situation here tonight. 0.3 seconds. Hirschman to the line with his team down 3. I'm Zach Spear. Thanks for tuning in here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. If you love Yankton athletics, consider maybe subscribing to Yankton streaming on YouTube, where you will be notified every time we're live with a variety of Yankton athletics. 74-71 the score. Ivan Hirschman is at the free throw line for 2 attempts here. .3 seconds on the clock. Ew, that's not much time, but Hirschman needs to knock in this first one. And off the back iron, no good. Now you gotta miss and somehow get it from the three-point line. I don't really know how you can do that. You gotta chuck that thing off the rim hard. As they'll go for the make, it's no good. Sioux Falls Christian brings it in, and that will wrap it up here tonight. The Bucks fall to Sioux Falls Christian. Your final score, 74-71. What a gutsy performance here tonight for the Bucks, and a heartbreaker for this Yankton team who just quite can't pull off the upset here tonight. Again, your final score, 74-71. The Bucks falling to Sioux Falls Christian after 3 players fouled out here in this one. Sioux Falls Christian, 16-1 on their season now. The Bucks drop to 4-12. I can't commend the Bucks enough for what a performance here tonight. Just could not quite pull it off. We'll step aside as we tally up the final stats here of the game. We'll check out some area game scores around the state and see if we've got any good ones going on in AA. On top of that, we await our chat with head coach Chris Haynes, and then what's up and coming here for both the Bucks and Gazelles for the remainder of their regular season, which are coming to a close. We answer the first Go to National Bank postgame show here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts on the corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. Your full-service flower and gift store. Beautiful fresh flower arrangements to artificial arrangements. Gifts, sympathy, foodie items to snarky gifts. Stop by and let the gals at Pied Piper give you the personal service you deserve. Brighten your day and head to Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, where you'll find something new every time you go. Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, they deliver.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you pics so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team, fixing pickles since 1984.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step, and Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton. Located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area, guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotz. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
And we enter our First Dakota National Bank post-game show. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey. With 2 locations, downtown and North Broadway, Yankton. The Yankton Bucks, what a nail-biter here tonight. They fall to Sioux Falls Christian, arguably a top 5 team in the entire state, maybe even top 3. 74-71, the final score. Your final stats here for the night. Beck Reichen, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Owen Eidsness with 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Jackson Cooter with 21 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. Abe O'Brien with 12 points and an assist. And Austin Conway, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for the starters. Off the bench, Ivan Hirschman with 3 points and a steal, and really almost became just an absolute hero for Yankton here tonight. If there was just a little bit more time, Yankton maybe could have pulled it off. Miles Drotzman in this one had 1 rebound, 3 assists. And then we also saw Grady Walder just at the end there after the third Buck fouled out in this one. Coming up for Yankton, all of the remaining games will be doubleheaders. This Friday, it's at home in Yankton. That'll be against T-Area for the Bucks and Gazelles. And then next week is their final week of the regular season. And in that week will be Tuesday, a doubleheader against the Brookings Bobcats in Brookings. And then into Friday and Saturday, they take on Spearfish and Douglas, both in back-to-back day doubleheaders on Friday and Saturday. It'll be fun heading out, making that trip West River, and getting to spend some time out in the hills as the Bucks and Gazelles will look to close out their regular season here with some wins. Both teams unfortunately falling tonight. For the Bucks, 74-71. For the Gazelles, it was 62-23 as a tough game for them. Now we'll look at some scores around the state here. As for girls AA, Sioux Falls Roosevelt defeated Sioux Falls Lincoln 53-32. Number 2 ranked O'Gorman defeated Harrisburg. The final score 81-29. Of course, we saw here tonight Sioux Falls Christian beat the Gazelles 62-23. Sturgis Brown defeated Belle Fourche 38-23. Rapid City Christian, who's receiving votes in Class A, defeated Spearfish 54-38. Spearfish receiving votes in AA here. A big loss for them here tonight. Rapid City Central defeated Douglas 55-16. Number 3 ranked Sioux Falls Washington beat Mitchell, who's receiving votes 51-41. Number 5 ranked Aberdeen Central beat Watertown 52-43. And in the final game tonight, a nail-biter, Pierre defeated Brookings 50-49. In boys AA, number 1 ranked Sioux Falls Lincoln defeated number 2 ranked Sioux Falls Roosevelt 59-47. Mitchell beat Sioux Falls Washington 52-49. Pierre defeated Brookings 56-47. Brandon Valley defeated number 3 ranked T-Area 62-33. A big win. Number 5 ranked Watertown defeated Aberdeen Central 69-45. O'Gorman beat Harrisburg, who's receiving votes 63-55. Sturgis Brown is tied with Belle Fourche 58 apiece with 3 minutes left in their game. At the half, Rapid City Central leads Douglas 32-13. Rapid City Christian leads Spearfish 24-21 at the half. And of course here tonight, 74-71 the final score, with the Bucks falling to Sioux Falls Christian, and now joined by Coach Haynes, head coach of the Bucks. And Coach, all I can say, what a gutsy performance by your team here tonight.
Yeah, played well. Obviously competed at a high level. Just couldn't stop the Wassenaar kid. He's really good, and he had it going tonight. We couldn't keep him out of the paint. Couldn't keep him off the free throw line. He just killed us. But our guys played great. Thought we really moved the ball well offensively. Got good shots, and we stepped up and knocked down a lot of shots, made a lot of plays. Whether it's going to the basket, Beck Reichen, Jack Kudera, Abe O'Brien, those guys going to the basket and making plays and making shots, and it's fun game, fun to be a part of. It just, really disappointed that we weren't able to pull it out. Thought we had one there, and would have been a nice win for us.
And in the second half, you had two players I felt that really picked it up, and that was Beck Reichen and Jackson Cooter. I mean, when it came crunch time, those two really stepped up, it felt like.
Yeah, they made great plays. Like I said, going to the basket and stepping up and making shots. Just unfortunately, we weren't able to get all the way over the hump, and Sioux Falls Christian was able to make a play or two more than we were.
And, I know obviously a loss never feels good, but your team just went toe-to-toe last possession against one of the best teams in the state. I mean, it's got to give a little bit of hope, and this team really can play.
Yeah, we've been playing good the last month or even more. I didn't think we played very good before Christmas. I didn't think we played very good the week coming out at Vermilion and at Mitchell. And ever since then, we played better basketball and have been improving. And that's the most important thing this time of year is you want to be playing well and playing your best basketball. And, Zach had told it to you time and time again. I thought, our best basketball is still in front of us. And, we're starting to see that. Obviously won 3 out of our last 5, and our 2 losses were at Roosevelt and at Sioux Falls Christian. And we had our chances right down to the end of both of those games. So, I think our guys are starting to believe in some of that stuff and that they can do it. And if we continue to play hard and continue to play together, hopefully we can continue to do what we're doing, but just get over the hump on some of these games.
And now Friday, you've got T area at home. They just fell tonight as well. Your thoughts on this one?
They're really talented. They got the 3 guards that are long and athletic, can all shoot it, can all put it on the ground, can all score at the basket, and then they got their big 6'8" kid back from injury here a week or so ago. And so they're a complete team. I know they didn't play very well tonight at Brandon Valley, but I'm just telling you, they're a team that if they get hot, they could win the whole thing. And so I think they're just super talented, and we're gonna have to play really well to be in that game. And I'm sure after getting blown out tonight that they're gonna be hungry and ready to go. So we're gonna have to answer that call and be ready to go right away on Friday night.
Well, Coach, as always, appreciate the time. We'll be in talks with you before that Titans game.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Zach.
Again, you just heard from head coach Chris Haynes here of the Yankton Bucks, who fall 74-71 to Sioux Falls Christian, one of the top teams in the state. And I just can't stress enough what a performance it was here tonight by the Yankton Bucks to just make this a game and really give Sioux Falls Christian everything that they could handle. It came down to the final possession, a big 3 by Ivan Hirschman, and then a steal, and, felt like, well, maybe a chance. They led with under 3 minutes to go. Just overall a great game, and we really saw the offense for Yankton tonight take over and play as well as we have seen them play in any game so far this season. Again, Bucks and Gazelles will be back in action this Friday at home in a doubleheader against T-Area. That will be live on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube, and I look forward to covering it, as just absolutely love getting to be a part of these games and a part of Yankton athletics with our station. Just always a blast, as always. I think that about wraps it up for us here tonight. I'll get you back to your regular programming here on Classic Hits 106.3 for the final time tonight here on Yankton streaming on YouTube. And until next time, have yourself a great rest of your night.
This has been a presentation of Yankton High School basketball from 5 Star Communications. Thanks for tuning in, and join us next time for all Yankton athletics. Go Bucks and Gazelles!